How you doing, YouTube? Back from Massive Beer Reviews. Back with yet not another review. Well, I guess it's a review. It's really just me and Keith sitting around drinking beer. It's really what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Keith's here. I'm here. I'm gonna crack open sweet Rothaus pills. I don't know what Keith's gonna be drinking, but that's what I'm gonna be. What?
Opers?
Opers. There you go, buddy. I do not have a glass to drink. It's okay. Don't worry. Give me this one here. I'll finish this hazy first. So yeah, what are we doing here?
This is that weird thing,
yeah.
right?
You don't call him the best color man in the books, man. You okay there, bud?
Fuck.
Here, give it to me.
You showed me how to do it one time, and then I...
You just hold the whole... You have to hold it here. So, yeah, you learn something new every day. Keith is on a beer podcast, does not know how to use a bottle opener. So
That's a weird bottle opener. That's the first time I've seen a bottle opener like that.
Okay.
So
Keith just said it's the first time I've seen a bottle opener like that, yet he just said, oh, you told me how to do this before.
No, I meant, like... you know what I meant. Like, in general. Like, the first time I've seen a bottle opener like this is from you. But...
That works for me. Anyway. So you see this box over here. That box is Gouden Carlous. Is this beer here. Where we got? We're going to be reviewing basically this. There's 3 of these in there. We're going to be reviewing 3 vintages of this. This bottle I pulled off the dusty shelf is 2011. In that case over there, there's a 2000, a 2007, and a 2016. So we're going to do kind of like a vertical side-by-side-ish kind of thing on this. And this is by far and away one of my favorite beers in the history of mankind. Het Anker. Most people know Het Anker for their Lucifer. It's their Belgian triple, kind of golden strong ale, which is absolutely fantastic. But this is by and far my favorite beer from them. They have the Gouden Carlous Classic, the triple, a bunch of different ones. They have a red version of this. It's kind of like a lighter Belgian beer. I'm not a big fan of that one, but this is by far and away one of my favorite Belgian darks. I think it's more quad vibes than anything else, but it's considered a Belgian dark. And it can be a little bit dicey with age. Sometimes they age well, sometimes they don't. We'll see how these bottles age. But yeah, we're going to drink them and see how it goes. But first, we're going to sit here and shoot the shit. Actually, first things first. How did we get this? Like, what happened? Keith, you tell the story. What happened with this?
I went to Shangy's Beer Authority in Emmaus one day.
Which is a beer distributor.
Yeah. And they had this box. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I left. And then, like, a couple weeks later, I went back there, and they still had it. So I asked Matt if he wanted to,
drink them?
Share
it?
Yeah, share it.
Basically buy
all those things.
Yeah, share. Basically share it. Basically, he's like, hey, you want to split this?
Yeah.
Because it was like,
it was I think it was $70. $72.
Yeah, $72. Which some people might say is a little bit high, because I actually looked online and I guess it's €30, and that's what it goes for overseas. But here's the thing. The ones I saw overseas were like, 16, 17, 18.
Oh.
You know what I mean? They were like, the ones I saw when I went on on Het Anker site, it was like, hey, we'll give you the last 3 years vintages, and it's €32. But this one's a 2000, a 2007, a 2016, so it's quite
20 years old.
Yeah, so 20-year-old beer. And we'll see how this ages. I like this beer age. I think this beer is fantastic with age, but if I was going to bet, if I was a betting man, I actually am a betting man, but if I was really going to bet, I might say that the 2016 might be the best one out of the bunch.
Maybe.
For a couple different reasons. I think I actually cracked the 2006 or 7 about 3 or 4 years ago. Didn't hold up all that well. And I've had other older vintages sometimes hit or miss. So they can be kind of dicey. But there's a couple different factors going into play here. One, the ABV changes on these. The 7 and 16 or 11%. The actual 2000 is what, 8.5? 8.3 or 8.5. So it's not the biggest beer in the history of mankind when it comes to ABV, so I don't know if that's going to be great when it comes to aging, but it was also aged by the brewery,
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah. And they are accordingly dusty, too.
Yeah.
You can actually see the varying layers of dust on the bottle. So it's not like they were sitting in a case here. So, you would hope that the brewery knows what they're doing and they're aging them well, which you assume they're doing, but also wouldn't put hot garbage out into the world.
Right.
And I really do think that actually packaging them in these cases goes a long way to longevity. Light aside, because, there's no light going to get in there. It's going to be a little bit more kind of temperature safe, because even if it goes into a truck, if it goes into a room where the temperature fluctuates randomly, the innards aren't going to fluctuate as quickly as the outsides. And people just not fucking with them. You know what I mean? Like, it was a sealed thing. Like, you're not going to pick the whole thing up and go, hey, buddy, and kind of go around with this big fucking thing. You're going to look at it and go, oh, that's pretty cool. I should buy one of these. You're not going to pick up the bottles and kind of turn them around and look at the dates and stuff like that. So there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Yeah, this was sealed.
Yeah.
I had to pull this off to take it out and take pictures of the bottles.
Yeah, so
whatever.
I have a couple beers that we're going to be drinking along with this, and then we'll probably in about 10 minutes get to this. So if you guys want to go grab a snack or grab a beer or whatever, you're more than welcome to go do that. But after this is over, after we're done with these, Keith has a 2013 Sakaba. Oh. We're going to chug that as quick as humanly possible, split it and chug it, and whoever chugs it the quickest gets to keep the Gouden Carlous box. Yeah, we're not going to do that because I don't want to throw up everywhere. So anyway, but the worst part about this is most of you guys know, and let me know if this is coming through loud and clear for you guys. This is a completely new setup with me and Keith. I know I've done some of the unboxings via this setup, but let me know if everything's working right. If you can hear Keith and all that stuff, everything looks like it's supposed to be working. I have this kind of thing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you should be able to.
No.
But if everything looks great visually and whatnot, that would be. Well, actually, I was going to check that online and see if I could do that. Anyway, we are going to. Words are hard. We're going to do that in a bit. The worst part about this, which is what I was going to say, is, excuse me, Keith. I think Keith texted me, "Hey, look at this awesome thing we can drink." Like the day I started my healthy month, like literally the day I started. You're like, "Hey, look at this. You want to drink it?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to drink it, but I can't." So this is like what you probably got this right around like early January.
I've had this for a little bit.
Yeah, early January. So I've been chomping at the bit to do it, and
I
never had a pretty hectic 2 weeks, and I kind of want to get a little bit little Carlous drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's just gonna happen. Anyway, what's new, Keith?
I don't know.
Before we dive into this sucker.
I had Matt gave me a 2014. He gave me a 2014 one of these, probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, when we first met.
Yeah, and I drank it 4 months ago.
Yeah,
and that was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was. I opened it I took it right out of the fridge and opened it, and it was weird. It was way too cold, but like I let it sit for a little bit, and it was after it warmed up a bit. It was real nice.
Yeah, Keith told me it was pretty good, and I was like, "Shut your fucking mouth! It's fucking delicious." You don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
It was fine. Yeah. It was fine.
It was so fine that when he saw this box, he's like, "We're gonna buy it." You know what I mean? That's how fine it was. That he, well, that's not saying much because I think Keith has been bitten by the old beer bug too. So I think when he sees aged stuff, he gets a little bit hot and bothered. Yeah. But yeah, anything else cool going on beer wise? Where have you been? Have you gone anywhere?
Not really. Bond place.
Bond,
but I go there.
You been at Seven Sirens yet?
No, I just realized it's like right down the street from.
Yeah, you can walk there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Bond Place the other day, and then while I was driving there, I saw it. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that place opened." Because they just opened, I think.
Yeah, they just opened. Like I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. My sister, my brother-in-law, and my sister actually went to Bond Place for the first time.
Oh. Did they like it?
Well, they liked it for a couple different reasons. They really enjoyed the atmosphere. Bond Place's atmosphere is probably one of the best you can actually get. They did enjoy the beers. But when they were there, they said, "Oh, my brother talks about YouTube, beer on YouTube, and I'm friends with them, so they literally, I think they comp them 2/3 of their bill or some shit like that. They're like, we love this place. I'm like, yeah, you owe me now, motherfuckers. So they hooked them up something solid there, and then they were like, my sister's probably about 5 years older than me, as is my brother-in-law. And then maybe about 2 weeks ago, it had to be 2 weeks ago, I can look in the text actually and see it. And my brother-in-law's like, hey man, we kind of want to go check out Seven Sirens. Today's the grand opening. We want to go. And I was like, yeah, dude, actually, I'll go Saturday night. When do you want to go? And he's like, probably around 8 o'clock at night. I was like, no, I'm asleep by then. I'm fucking way too fucking old. So I haven't gone yet because, yeah, I'm old and I don't go out after it gets dark. But yeah, I want to check it out. Always nice to see new breweries kind of popping up.
It seems kind of nice. The whole
it
front of it's
nice.
glass. So
yeah. Where is it in relation to Bonn? If you're looking at Bonn, but from Main Street, you know what I'm saying? I'm standing on the sidewalk, my back's to the Main Street, and I'm looking at Bonn. Do I go right or left? Do I go towards the right? Do I go left? Do I go away from the casino towards the casino? You'd go.
You know how that road's one way?
Yep.
You would go up that street.
Okay.
Then you would make a right.
Okay.
And you would go to the fourth light, and there's a slight left.
Okay. And
it's right on the right hand side.
So it's on. Is it if you're coming into downtown Bethlehem on that main strip? It's kind of on that, but up. You go straight a little bit, and it's on your left a bit, kind of. Do you know what I'm talking about? You come across the bridge. And then there's Is it kind of if I was to go to Bonn, I'd go across that bridge and kind of make a left.
Yeah.
No, just keep going straight a couple blocks and it's kind of on your left.
I've never gone that way, but I think yeah, if you go straight up that way, it might be. It's right there.
It's called Google Maps. I can just type it in, so we shouldn't be sitting.
Do you know where that McDonald's is?
Yes.
Right there.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the McDonald's, it's to the left. It's across the street, and there's a building complex or something.
So back and to the left, like JFK's head.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so there you go. Or spitting into.
Oh wait, it's right. Now I forget where the McDonald's is. It might be to the right of the McDonald's. I think I'm getting a gas station and McDonald's confused. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to massive direction reviews, where we talk about how to get to places but not really know how to get there. So we give you the worst directions in the history of mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: when you came to the house that one day and we went to Bomb Place, we drove by it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Solved. Sherlock Holmes. That's what they call it. Anyway. Let's see what else. No beer stuff from you, and let's see if there's beer stuff from me. Got a couple beer mails. I posted a couple of those over the past. Actually, I didn't even post them. I started doing them live. Got a beer mail from my boy Anthony from Jersey. He sent me a bunch of Tonewood stuff, some carton stuff, some Stone stuff. He sent me some homebrew stuff. He sent me 2 beer mails in both in a week's time. We just drank this Tonewood little pale ale, and it was pretty impactful for 5% beer, which is pretty good. That review will probably go up hopefully shortly. Actually, no, it might take a little bit because I got a bunch of Tonewood stuff, and I like to put a lot of stuff up at the same time. So anyway, we had Mike actually sent me a beer mail, a bunch of Treehouse stuff that came in yesterday. We actually reviewed 2 of those tonight, actually. So those will probably go up 5 or 6 months or a year or 2. And then I have a gentleman that's kind of local to me. He has some stuff. They were supposed to meet up today and kind of meet up and do all that kind of stuff. So beer mails are coming in. I'm doing it. I got this really great idea for April Fool's video. I don't want to say anything about it. I'll have to tell Keith off camera. You're gonna love it, dude. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be fantastic. Oh my god, it's gonna be. I hate myself for even wanting to do it because it's gonna be so much work. Let's put it this way: there's gonna be a lot of editing involved. Way more editing than my last video. And if you watch my last April Fool's video, That was the most edited video in the history of mankind. It was basically a jump cut every 3 milliseconds. You know what I mean? So, but this one's going to be more tastefully cut, and I think it's going to be a good one. So keep an eye out for that one. And Beer Tuber Palooza actually just re-kicked off that conversation this week with the core guys that are going to be coming down, which would be No Hype Beer Reviews, which would be Ryan from No Hype Beer Reviews, and Sean and Mike from Nerd Sense, and Joe from the Beer Patrol. They're kind of the core that came last year. Keith was there, and my buddy Joe from the old NEPA Beer Reviews is there, but we're kind of looking to hammer out a date. Might be doing it earlier this year, July 11th. Kind of sounds like the day we might be doing Beer Tuber Palooza. Hopefully this year it is not like the surface of the sun outside. I had this whole kind of thing planned. We're going to be outside doing all kinds of fun stuff. And what was it? It was literally like 102 or something like that. In like 100% humidity. It was like, it was horrific.
It was gross.
Yeah, it was gross. And so hopefully this year is a little bit more gentle. I'm sure it'll be fucking shitty. And we'll have a good time anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. So that's going to come down. We're going to be doing, I think we'll get a couple other people kind of on board with the Beer Tuber Palooza this year. For those who don't know, basically it's a bunch of us who do this kind of shit on YouTube kind of got together and kind of hung out. You know, most of the people that came last year were people that were relatively close. Joe from out by Buffalo was probably the furthest away, about 5 or so hours. But you had the guys up from Boston come down. So hopefully get a couple more people in, and we'll see what's what. So it should be a really good time. Anyway.
Oh, wait.
What?
There's one more beer thing that I forgot.
Uh-oh.
So the lottery for Hill Farmstead's Flora Cuvée.
Okay.
I entered it. And
Did you win?
What? No. Of course I didn't win. I was trying to be dramatic.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why didn't you win?
Because I think like 2 million people enter that. So like everyone and their grandma enter that thing.
What was the, wasn't that kind of a good deal? Like you were getting a bunch of shit or something?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, it was just a lottery. Just one bottle.
Oh, for some reason, maybe I'm confused it with something else. Did you see Hill Farmstead throwing a different festival this year?
Yeah.
Along with, look at me. Have you seen something about
They,
Hill Farmstead, Keith?
They did a throwback thing where they mostly sold tickets out of the retail thing. And but tomorrow lottery goes up for the remaining tickets.
The lottery, you get picked or you can submit?
You submit.
Okay.
For the lottery for tickets.
And then they'll pick.
It's going to be kind of like the FOFA thing. Like if you win, you get.
What is it? What's the premise? How's it different than FOFA? It's not farmhouse sale focused.
It's based off their anniversary. It's not based on. It's kind of an extension of their anniversary, as far as I understand.
Oh, so it's not going to be anybody but them there.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
he calls himself an expert.
Yeah, but as far as I understand, it's a kind of an extension of their anniversary instead of like a
different festival. It's kind of like the VIP portion of their anniversary.
Yeah, something like that.
Fair enough.
Maybe.
Let's go to the comments real quick before I move on. We have Remy from Beer Geek Holland chiming in, saying cheers. And he's like 11 p.m. over here. Well, there you go. It is not 11 p.m. over here. Everybody's saying we look good, loud and clear. I know I look good, motherfucker. I just want to make sure it was loud and clear. And Leslie Jones, yo, yo, yo. Brian Rossiter saying beer is cool. That's the hashtag facts, son. I don't know if you're being a troll or not, but anyway, good job. Let's see. Beer Instagram kind of talking to Remy. And we have in here Frio7 saying, let's go Gunners. Arsenal fucking oh. So anybody who watches my channel knows I like soccer. And I'm an Arsenal fan. And this year Arsenal has been a red hot dumpster fire of epic proportions. I mean, just goddamn horrific. But here's the kicker, is that they are currently, I believe, I didn't see the late games, but I'm pretty sure they are currently 3. Are they 3 points? They're 3 points clear? 3 or 4. 3 or 4 points out of Champions League position. 3 or 4 points out of 5th. That's fucking amazing. Not so much that they're actually fucking good, but the fact that everybody's sucked that bad this year that there's only 3 or 4 points out of Champions League. Now, granted, it is 5th place, not 4th, but fucking Chelsea. Or is it, man? God, is it Chelsea? Is it Chelsea? Is it Chelsea? God, I'm like brain farting. Anyway, somebody in the top 4 is Chelsea or Man United. I don't know. They both cheat so much. It's hard to keep track that they're basically banned from Champions League. Banned from Champions League. And so 5th place is going to get into Champions League this year. So the fact that Arsenal even has a chance to even whiff the fucking Champions League is bizarre. I mean, we could still... you know what I mean? Win FA Cup. We're still in that. But, yeah, absolutely bonkers. And today was not a good game. I see, people kind of chiming in. We have Brian saying 1-0 against West Ham today. And he said, Lacazette goal. Thank you, Lacazette goal. Fucking awesome. But it was not a good game. Arsenal played like shit. But, hey, 3 points is 3 fucking points. So that's all that fucking matters. Let's see. Frio saying, any more muster beer in Spurs wrapping gets drain poured. Oh, mustard mystery beers. I think I posted actually, no, I might have one more. 1 or 2 more of those. They won't get drain poured because that's just a little tongue-in-cheek playfulness. I can get down with that, but I agree they should be drain poured. And Brian says, not a troll. I don't know, man. You're saying beer is listen, beer is cool is my buddy George's favorite thing to say when he's trolling people about beer. So me saying you're a troll is not a negative thing. Believe me, I kind of look at it like a positive thing. Not saying you're a troll. Anyway, it says, Clifford, greetings from Virginia. How's the ham down there? I heard it's delicious. Let's see. CM Smiley says, hi from Australia. What's going on, dude? Yeah. It's got to be fucking 5 in the morning in Australia. What's the opposite of ours? There you go.
Yeah.
Going to work, are you? And we have Mike Good saying, what's up, guys? Your timing on these are impeccable when I seem to have my first of the day. That's what we do. We're creepy. We got fucking like bugs and cameras in everybody's house. And, we just know you're not up to anything but drink a beer, Mike. So that's how we do. Man City is a team that's getting banned. Yeah, I know. I don't know why I spaced on it. Because Chelsea got a bunch of shit not too long ago, too. So, yeah, fuck them both. Both are owned by war criminals. That's all I know. Anyway, what are we drinking, Keith? Let's actually break this motherfucker out. Okay. So this is Gouden Carlous, or Gouden Carlous, as they would put it. Actually, I say Gouden Carlous, and I spell it wrong. When I spell it wrong, Hentanker always messaged me on Instagram going, you spelled it wrong. So, yeah, pretty fantastic. So, the cool thing about these beers is that you can see in here, they're actually in this big wooden case here. Here, just like this, so people can see. Yeah, just slide it over. So, you can see that these are in this big-ass wooden case. These actually is what they used to come in back in the day. So, sorry, I'm going to obscure Keith here for a little bit. Let's see if I can do this to where it works smartly, not hardly. Right like that probably worked. There we go. This is actually how they used to come in the wooden cases back in the day. It used to be individually cased like this, and they were cool. Even the older ones had a little bit different kind of ribboning on it. I think that back in the day they actually had like a really cool kind of legitimate kind of ribboning on it. But it's always cool when you get stuff in a case like this. It always makes it fancy. This is the funny part about this one. It says vintage tasting set here. And it says contains these vintages. It kind of calls out what vintages are in there, which is 2007 and 2016. But it says alcohol, 11% alcohol by volume, which is a bunch of malarkey. Because if I pull out this 2000, you can see right there, it is 8.5%. So they actually bumped up the ABV in this twice. So between 2000 and 2007, they increased it from 8.5 to, I think it was 9 or 10 and change. And then once they got, I don't know what year, they moved it to 11 and have stayed at 11 ever since. So it'll be cool to see not just how the aging is treated as beer, to see if there's a marked difference between these. I mean, they're super aged beers. There's not much you can really do when it comes to aging. Sometimes aging beer just fucking goes sideways. There's really not much you could do when it comes to that kind of stuff. But that's kind of part and parcel when it comes to aging beer. You have to be okay with buying an aged beer and having it be shit. You just have to be okay with that. You have to make peace with that being a possibility, because more often than not, it's going to be a possibility. So I'll take these down without breaking the bottles. And let's do this. Let's actually go in. So this is the oldest one. The first thing I want to show you guys is... It'll get out. Look at the difference in these fucking corks. This old one looks rotten. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. I can't. It's like trying to cut your hair.
You can see the coloration.
See, look at that coloration on that thing, like compared to this one. Like, I mean, that's moldy and fucked up. Kind of makes me want to drink it even more. The Merc ring on this. So, just to give you guys an idea, I don't think this beer is going to be good. The 2000, I don't think is going to be good at all, because if I actually hold this up, this is the 2007. See how you can see that kind of ring right there? How it was kind of murky and it kind of dropped off. That shows that air is getting in or out of here. So it doesn't bode well for this beer. That line is where that beer sat for years, so I don't know why it's like that, but it's much the same on this one. But the Merc ring on this one is way fucking more disgusting. Like, I mean, that shit is like disgusting. Here's the other thing I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to pick up on, because I don't think light is going to be able to get through here. You're not going to be able to see it, but this you can actually see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to illustrate it on there, but see how it was resting on its side?
Oh.
See that?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see that? This is rested on its side. Now, this has been standing up vertical for what? At minimum 2 months. So, resting on its side.
Do you think they stored it like that?
Well, here's kind of where these ones get a little bit kind of... This is where it gets a little bit dodgy. So, these were obviously rested on its side because you could see... I don't know if you could see it on this one so much. That... A little bit. I could see it a little bit right there. So you could tell that these were rested for a very extended period of time on its side. You could see that line. See it, guys? That's where all the yeast is kind of setting on the one side. But that Merc ring you have there means it was sitting vertically for an extended period of time also. Why would you rest beer on its side? Most people are like, you don't want to rest beer on its side. That's not true. You do want to rest beer on its side because you actually seal it more from oxygenation, because there isn't negative oxygen. Some people say, well, it's worse because you have a little bit bigger strip of openness and you can actually have more oxidation going on. But I would rather prevent oxygen getting into the beer than having that internal oxygen kind of do its thing. These are all bottle conditioned. That usually takes care of that part. But it looks like it was done both. It looked like it was actually sat vertically and sat horizontally for extended. Not like, oh, it sat for a couple months and then sat up, or vice versa. No, it looks like it spent 10 years on its side, 10 years vertically. That is weird. So we'll see what's what. And the fact that it actually angel shared out like fucking almost a half inch of beer does not bode well. Now, as far as this...
I'm also getting the impression that this set was not... Because it looks like they've been sitting in here for a bit, too.
Yeah. Now, this one, there's really not any kind of ring whatsoever. I wouldn't expect a huge Merc ring in a 2016 version. But yeah, we're going to crack these. We're going to drink it. Now, this 2000 version, where you want to work newer to older, probably, right? I don't care. I think that... let's put it this way. I'm betting the newer one's going to be the tastier one.
Okay. You want to start at the...
Let's start old. Let's go old first. That way we're not confusing ourselves.
Yeah, because we went the other way with the Doppelbox, and I mean that was rough just in general.
So before we crack into these, again, back to the comments real quick to see what everybody's up to. Frio's talking about having a pork butt and brisket smoking and drinking a monkish double IPA. You can come here, dude. Bring it all. Bring all that brisket, because I will eat shit. Not a Keith, but I will eat all the brisket. You actually say you got pork butt. Keith, I've known Keith to eat a little bit of pulled pork from time to time.
If there's no other options, I'm hungry.
Beer Geek popped the Gouden Carlous. We're going to do that. Yeah, 9:30 a.m. Nearly time for a beer. Sam Smiley from Australia. You're my kind of dude. I'm talking about, look at this. I got fucking hair all on me and shit. Just trimming my beard before coming on. Trying to make myself look good for you motherfuckers. And Beerstagram just had an awesome beer festival. Cooling down with you guys. Oh, nice. You're tipsy, dude. Even better. And then Wesley Jones says Pastry Town.
Yeah, other half's Pastry Town is... Was it this weekend? I don't know.
I think you spelled Coronavirus Town very wrongly. No, I assume you write Pastry Town and that you're say, are we going maybe? I'm definitely not going.
I don't know. I can't.
If I were to go to Pastry Town...
I would drink one beer and leave.
No, the only way I would go to Pastry Town is if somehow I could, like, finagle my way in for, like, like an interview with one of the brewers before they opened and, like, drink everybody's beers real quick before everybody fucking walks in. And the second they open the doors, be like, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm fucking out. You know what I mean? I'm not hanging around. I hate people. They're the worst. But good people are awesome. So I don't mind crowds. I like to be comfortable. And honestly, the idea of me getting rip shit in Brooklyn and having to get home is just not... It's just not for me, man. It's not for me. Anyway, let's see what's what. Do you see, like, kind of like a towel or anything like that laying around? Give paper towels right there. Can you grab those, or are they too far?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to touch this cork with the bare hands. I might get the mold on me. Oh. Anyway, so we're going to start drinking these suckers. If you guys have bottles, pop them now. What else do we have here? And then we have Pariah Brewing Company. What's going on, guys? They say Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. So, here is the... let's see if we can get this on audio here. See if we can get it proper. That is going to suck. There's no carbonation in that thing whatsoever. Zero. And I didn't expect there to be, but this might not be the best beer in history, man.
Looks like those, is that carbonation, or is
I guess
that...
there is a little bit of carbonation there, but it didn't hiss at all, let's put it that way. So, let's see. Yeah. Just to give you an idea how aggressive I'm pouring it, and that's the kind of carbonation you're getting off of that sucker. I mean, it looks the part of what it's supposed to be. I'm expecting we might get... Remember that one Doppelbock smelled like a dusty old book? I'm kind of expecting that to be the deal here. I mean, it looks like... It probably looks pretty close to what it looks like brand new. You know, it has what I like to call murky doo-doo water. That's kind of how it looks. It looks like what I want a Belgian quad to look like. If I hold it up to the light, it kind of rings true in that aspect. It still stays light. A little bit of particulate floating around. It kind of looks like a apple cider mixed with iced tea or something. I don't know. It's good news. Musty old book, baby. But there is more to it. It's not as musty as the other one. No. The other one actually smelled like green mold. This smells like musty old book.
Yeah.
Definitely a ton of oxidation in this one.
Oh, it smells good.
There's a rich caramel portion to it. There's that date and fig thing coming through. It's not giving me that raisin anything I like, but it definitely has that datey, figgy, caramel, kind of rich caramelized kind of thing going on.
Before we open these, I was gonna say that this one might be the best one.
No.
No.
Which one do you think this one's gonna be the best one? Let's do that. Let's play that game.
I was gonna say this one.
Okay. Let's dive in.
Just
Cheers to 2000 and. Yeah, it's okay. It's almost exactly what I expected it to be.
It's kind of flat and musty, but it still has all the good stuff too. It's a little bit muted, I would say.
It's wet paper oxidized. Tons of wet paper. That old book. A little bit musty, thin, very, very, very thin.
Yeah.
It's thinned out. Even the lack of carbonation. It's not a matter of the carbonation. That kind of oxidation has thinned it out. The reason why I say this tastes exactly like I thought it would is because right when I started my channel, I think you can go back and find this video. Actually, it has to be one of the first 10 beer videos I ever put up, is that I drank a St. Bernardus 8. Patter 8. And because I found a case of them that were, like, at that time, so you're talking about 2014, that was probably about, give or take, about 10 years old.
Oh.
Give or take. So this beer is kind of within same distance. And I assumed with this being an 8% beer, this is traditionally, you want to think about it this way, this is not the beer that you drank previously. This is an 8% version of that. So it's more like, if you're going to equate it to like a Belgian dark or a Belgian quad, so if you think about like a West Wiedelin 12 or St. Bernardus 12, this would be their 8 version of that, which that's what this is. It kind of makes sense. It's not a big beer. It's 8%. It's not going to hold up to age all that well because of its ABV. And at the same time, like I said, it just kind of, how much evaporated from this beer in combination with how that cork came out. Once that cork came off, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be all the oxidation arbol on us, but that doesn't diminish the experience. I think it's a really fun beer.
It's definitely more drinkable than a Doppelbock, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
This tastes kind of like a flavored water version.
Yeah, that lack of carbonation really does kind of knock it down quite a bit. I think we're going to experience the same thing with the 07. The cork looks in way better shape. It doesn't look dried out. But no, I was going to say, but there was a caveat. There was a period of time there where there was a lot of I always butcher it. TCM. There's a cork virus. That it's called corking in wine, but you can get it in beer too. I forget the name of it, but anyway, you get it a lot in wines, and it can actually translate the beer a lot. And I know there was a cork shortage because there was a lot of that kind of corked version of cork going around, and I think it was after 2007. So this one might be okay, but just looking at this sucker, I mean, it's actually not that bad. It's not that brittle. It's so a little musty. So maybe I'm giving it a little bit too harsh. So we'll see. We'll see how the other one ages out.
Do you think if this was 11%, it would be better?
Oh my god, yeah. I don't think it'd be heads and shoulder better. But I think it would be better. I mean, it doesn't seem like that big of a number, but it's almost like that double-digit mark is like a tipping point for a lot of aging. Once you get to 10% and higher, it really does matter. It really does matter. So I think it would matter a lot. But, I'm trying to see if there's anything specific on here about this vintage. So it's got English. Oh, no, there's no English on this. So this is definitely... It wasn't made for United States. It has... What looks like Dutch and French on it. 8.5%. You can see it was resting. Now you can actually see straight through it. You get that yeast sediment kind of scarring and eating away at the glass. But yeah. Ooh, there's a big chunk. You see that come out there? Yeah, that was a bit.
I'll take a little bit more of that. Yeah. Give me a chunk.
Yeah, that's us handling this bottle. See him floating around in there? It looks like tobacco leaf. It does. Let me get that out of there. You guys can actually see it. It looks like tobacco leaf. That's because I'm pouring them like an asshole. There you go. That's the good stuff. That's where they keep the heroin. Right there. People get that shit in like stouts, and they freak out and they post it on Instagram. I'm like, ooh yeah, buddy. I'm like, yeah, give me more of that. There's one that just drank it.
Oh, I just got a little chunk.
Yeah, they're chunky. So, not a great beer. Didn't hold up all that well, and it's exactly what I expected. So I'm not sitting here being disappointed. Man. Some people might say,
wish I had like one of those soda makers. We could throw some carbonation into this and drink it. I feel like that would.
I have that thing.
Oh, you do.
Yeah. and it has a filter, so you wouldn't get all the sludge. But I don't know if I have any CO2 cartridges. I might have one. If this one's undercarbonated, we'll pull them both in there and recarbonate. Yeah, that might actually, dude. If I have a cartridge left, we're gonna do it. and we're gonna come back live and we're gonna show you what it's all about. So anyway, let's crack into this next one. Grab a glass. We're gonna dive into 2007. Like I said, I had one kind of give or take around this vintage not too long ago. We'll see what's what. We're gonna pull this mic forward again, and we'll see if this one gives us a proper hiss.
I saw a
A little smoke come out of there.
Yeah.
This one's slightly.
Yeah, but that looks like there's more carbonation in there.
Yeah, good. Here.
No?
Here. Yeah, it's slightly. No, it's better. Oh, that's better. That's way better than the other one. But it's not. It's not what it should be.
Yeah.
But there we go. So the 2007. It looks almost identical. Actually, no. I take that back. From a distance, it looks pretty identical. But when I hold it up to light, you can actually get a ton of light through this. It comes off way more kind of like just straight like iced tea vibe, especially when I hold it up to the light.
This one, I don't know about you, but there's a lot more particulate in this than the other one. It's probably just
that's probably him. Because I poured mine first, and then when I pushed it back and switched it again, all of it came out. So enjoy that. That's for you, for him. I mean, we're dealing with way less mustiness.
Yeah.
I think there's still a musty component to it, but I just think the other one was so musty that we're just not getting it. But
it's a little bit of the wet paper, a little bit of that.
Yeah, but it's way more richer,
Yeah.
way more creamier, like almost like Doppelbockish in vibe. The way
I snorted it.
Yeah. That's how you're supposed to drink beer. I didn't know if you guys knew that. Yeah, it smells. There's still an oxidation component to this. There's still a wet paper thing. It's
Can I
just
get one of those paper towels?
Yeah, it's just not nearly as large as the other one. It smells nice. I'm diving in.
Yeah.
Here you go, Vin. Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's way better. Now, I don't know if it's that good or if we're just coming from the other one coming in this one, but it's really fucking good. It's actually way less oxidation than I thought it would be. Again, you have to remember we're going from the old one to this one, so I think there is a little bit of kind of acclimation of the palate to how musty the other one is. Yeah, let's do that. That's what Pilsner's for, right? Especially, isn't this like a great like cleansing Pilsner? It's got that bittering component to it.
I wish it was a little lower ABV, but other than that,
Yeah, what is it? 6 and 6?
it's
6?
almost 5.5, 5.3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not terrible. Like, it's not like if it was like 8%, I'd be like,
It's not like a Troon Pilsner.
12%.
12% session Pilsner. Session Pilsner with lactose. Anyway.
I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway. That's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way more creamier. This reminds me of if you made a caramel fig Werther's Original, and then you know how if you like suck on a Werther's Original, and your saliva mixes with the Werther Original to where you kind of, and then you swallow your saliva. It's like that. It's like a watered down kind of caramel Werther's Original.
There's a little bit of what do you call it? Tootsie Roll. A little bit of that. I don't know what it.
No, Tootsie Roll.
Chocolate?
No, I know you're. Yeah. Because it's
But
not
it's
really
not like it's not chocolate, but it's like the Tootsie, whatever that is.
Tootsie Roll is a really good fucking call. That's so there. It's not even funny. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, what would you even call Tootsie Roll?
It's chocolate, but it's not.
It's like ghetto fudge.
Yeah,
It's ghetto fudge. The Tootsie Roll. Yeah, I like this. This is way better than I thought it would be. Let's put it this way: based off of experience, Gouden Carlous, these bottles. I don't even want to say it. I've probably drank a couple hundred of these.
I got I had a little burp, and I got like musty book on it.
There you go. But I've probably drank a couple hundred of these over the years, like of varying ages and dates and times and stuff like that.
I've had a few of them, but
so it's just experience kind of led me to believe that 2000 was going to be bunk in combination with its lower ABV. That being said, I would say I'm 100% spot on what I thought that was going to be. I thought this wasn't going to be nearly this delicious, this 2007. I thought it was going to be thinner. I thought it was going to be somewhere between the old one and a new one. And this leans a little bit, I think, more true to what the newer-ish one's going to be. But I think that, honestly, that 2016 is still going to be number one in the books. What year was the one I gave you? 14?
14.
Okay.
And I drank it, the end of last year. Like, whatever.
How's this compared to that one?
I think the other one was better, but this is, there was a little bit, there wasn't any like mustiness or anything, or not that I remember, in the 14. But this has a little bit of that. It's a little, I think this is a little thinner maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I drank the whole bottle. I don't remember.
And that's why he doesn't remember.
All I remember is when I opened it.
This is really good.
When I opened it, it was too cold and it tasted weird. And then once it warmed up, I basically chugged the whole thing.
For science, still, it was all for science. But yeah, this is exactly what I let's put it this way. This is exactly what I wanted it to be, as opposed to what I thought it would be. That kind of makes more sense. Just jump to comments again real quick. Window beer review with Thomas. Hey, Thomas. He says hi. Brian Russiter, frowny face. I think that's because the other one was hot garbage. And Remy saying, the text is Dutch and French. See? Look at this guy. I know it all. I guess it all. Actually, you want to know why I assumed Dutch and French? The first word on this here is de, Dutch, and then this one's la Carlous. So I was like, that's got to be Dutch and French. La, everything is French, and de, everything is fucking Dutch. So that's my math. If you look at them, you can kind of be like, okay, that's French. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be funny.
The French is definitely French.
Yeah.
And then the Dutch is Dutch.
The Dutch is made up anyway.
Yeah. It's not real.
Not real at all.
Wait, what do they speak in Belgium? Dutch? They speak Dutch in Belgium? Is that what they speak?
Yeah. It's in the Netherlands. Which is Deutschland. No, if you're from the Netherlands, you're Dutch. Worldly fellows.
I haven't been to high school in like 15 years, and that's when I stopped.
Huh?
That's when I stopped.
Stopped what?
Knowing things.
You stopped going to school when you were 5? What?
No, I graduated high school like 15 years ago, and that's when I stopped knowing things.
Oh, really?
As soon as I was out of school, I was like, I don't need to know anything anymore. Because everything I learned in school, I don't need to know in real life. Except for like basic math.
Remy's like, very good math. D equals Dutch, and Belgium equals Dutch and French dudes. Sounds kind of sweaty and hot to me, brother. That's all I know. So let's crack into 2016. We'll see what's what. I anticipate this being the winner.
I think if we can throw some carbonation into that one, I think that one would be.
I'll have to go see if I can grab a canister. If we do, like I said, we're probably going to get off air. If I can find a canister and we can recarbonate. That's the thing, though. That whole... I don't think it'll work. Because what he's talking about is I have what's called a trail keg. I did a review of it. Guys, go and check it out. It's pretty cool. But it's like basically a growler that you carbonate. And it force carbonates, and basically what it does is pushes out all negative oxygen, and your kind of growler fill stay longer. But you can actually use it to force carbonate. That's, you know what, we can't do it because you have to use extra and let it sit to force carbonate.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we can't do it. We couldn't do it right now. But the canister's this big, so we would have to fill it. We could put whatever we want in it, but in order to force carbonate, I had to put like 9 canisters in it because I'd have to fill that empty space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, anyway, good idea. Or you could do like me and my buddy Wade did, which is we got a bunch of beer we didn't like, and then we put it into. We went and bought this tiny little keg, and we put scotch in this keg and drank scotch out of it for like 6 months, and then we put this beer we hated in it, and we put one triple bock in there, and we capped it and let it sit for like a year, and then we're sipping out of it like it was utopias, like assholes. Anyway, let's see what the carbonation is on this one.
Ooh.
That's what it's supposed to sound like. So the other two, I did the same thing. I had the microphone right next to the opening, so you guys are probably like, what is he doing? I don't hear anything? That's why, because nothing fucking happened. This one sounded exactly like it's supposed to. I'm going to give this one a rough pour, just so you guys know the difference, because I rough poured the other ones. This one's going to be very, very carbonated, and I'm going to have to actually, hopefully it doesn't overflow out of my glass. So that's a rough pour. I'm going to pour Keith's correct, so he doesn't have to fucking wait.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's how you pour beer, motherfucker. Zero Merc ring whatsoever. Oh no, you know what? No. Yeah, that's.
Is it hiding sticker behind there? Or?
No. There's no Merc ring. I didn't really expect one on this one. But as far as this one looks, oddly enough, and it might have to do with the head on it. It's slightly darker than the 07, but I think it has to do with the head because the head's preventing light from coming down into it.
No, I don't.
What?
No, mine looks darker too. That looks darker.
No, but when I hold it up to the light, oh yeah, it still does. Slightly darker. So yeah, just a little bit darker. See, you got a nose. I just snorted some. Actually, this nose doesn't smell really much of anything.
This?
Yeah, just because I have a big head. Yeah.
I'm getting a
He's
little
laughing
bit,
because I said I had a big head. He's like, yeah, you do.
This kind of smells like the 2000. I get just a little bit of the musty. Not like. It smells like this, the mustiness and like the caramel, whatever. But it's like super muted.
No, I disagree.
You don't get that?
No, I get like a freshness, like a green, like not green, like hop green, like a greenness, like a green graininess, like a non-boiled graininess. Like I don't get a ton of caramel.
Maybe it's just my brain. Maybe it's just my brain thinking that.
Yeah, it just smells like freshly brewed beer, as opposed to like an aged beer to me. I really don't get much as far as. Yeah. I'm gonna dive in. Yeah, I might be off on this one. 2000 might win. Oh, that's tasty. That's tasty. I think I like the 2007 better.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. I think when we cuvee the 2007 in this, I think that's going to be the winner.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We're only cuveing those two? Just the two?
No, we're going to cuvee all three because we have to because it's called fucking science. But I want to cuvee because how good. I think this is tasty. I think it's delicious. I would preferred this to be a 14 or like a 12 to 14 would have been favorable over 16. I think that's what's wheelhouse. I think the wheelhouse for this beer is 5 to 8 years old. I think this just needs a scoosh more time. We'll cuvee all of them, but what I want to do is I want to cuvee the two, try it, because those are the two really good ones. Then we'll cuvee the dumpster. And then see how that affects everything.
I don't think the 2000 was that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's not that good either.
I actually kind of like the 2000 more than I like this one. I'm going to say that I like the 2007 more. The best one, I would say. But I don't know. There's something about the 2000 that I like. I like that musty book stuff. The 2007 doesn't have enough of it for me. And this one doesn't have any.
Okay.
Remember that one, what was that one beer? You did like 2 reviews of it? That,
The one I just did, the Thomas...
No, it was the red label in the brandy barrels or whatever. Remember that musty? That musty, yeah.
The Calvados?
Yeah.
I think it was, it was a Destruce... I remember which one you're talking, because we shared the one. You were here when I did the one.
But you did the two, and one bottle was excellent, and then the other bottle was
that's aged beer.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing when I'm sitting here talking about,
but I'm saying the one that we had, that mustiness, after having that beer, like, the mustiness thing is, like, something that I, like, super
You got infected by the
Yeah.
mustiness. Like, he's like, I've got to have that musty book. He's like, moldy book. He walks into, like, a fucking a Salvation Army somewhere. He's like, oh, man, he smells delicious.
I snort all the dust off the top.
Yeah. Now you wonder where coronavirus came from, this guy. He's like, ooh, a Tibetan book from the fucking 20th century BC. He's like, I'm going to snort this thing. Get some fucking crazy disease. Man, should I be joking about coronavirus? I don't know. I shouldn't even utter it, because I think I don't want to talk about it. Anyway.
It's technically COVID-19, because technically coronavirus
is a group of viruses that encompasses SARS and a bunch of other things. I fucking know.
I'm just saying. This is fine.
It's a COVID-19, by the way.
COVID. What did I say?
I don't know.
Corona 19? 19 Coronas?
Yeah.
That's how many I had before.
Yeah, I like this one. Mark Ruffalo is right. They do! Let's see. Yeah, to me it's 07, 16, 2000.
Yeah, I guess. I guess I would say yes, but there's something about, like, the 2000 that I just really enjoy. But it's not necessarily good.
Basically, if I work this back mentally, excuse me, if I work this back mentally, like the 16 has, like, whatever you taste in the 16 is there.
Yeah.
But when you go from the 16, which is kind of like what I like to call fresh, like, it's like if you cook, like, if you're to put, how am I gonna analogize this? Okay, if you're gonna cook something on the stove, and you're gonna reduce it, so you're gonna make, let's say, a sauce or a gravy or something like that, and then you mix it all together and you put it in a pan and you reduce it. This tastes like the ingredients before you reduce it. 07 tastes like the ingredients when you've reduced it, and 2000 tastes like the ingredients after you reduced it but left in your fridge for 7 days. Like, they're all the elements are still there, but they've changed. You know what I mean? This is sweeter, sharper. You know what I mean? Everything about it doesn't have any kind of edges, rounded edges. Everything is peaky and drops off. It's sweet. Those figs and dates and all that stuff is there, but it's like, here I am, and done. So if you looked at it in a wave form, it would be like up and then down. Whereas 07 is kind of like soft, tapered edges to everything. So you're still getting that stuff. It's maybe as loud, but it ramps up differently, like it's under a compressor.
The 2016 doesn't have the Tootsie Roll thing either.
No, because you can't fake Tootsie Roll. Like, you can't, like, that's like Raisinette, Tootsie Roll, all those great flavors that you get from really well done kind of aged beers. You can't get that without age. That's the one thing you can't fake. That's why age is fantastic. That's why the 2000 bottle was worth getting this, because maybe one out of every 1,000 of these are going to be fucking, holy shit, wow, that's fucking crazy. I'm willing to bet that. I'm willing to take that chance that it's going to be that beer. It's not. That's fucking aged beer.
Just as a note, this is the only one they had.
I'm sure they had, either they had more in the back, or
at least out.
Yeah.
This was the only one they had out.
Yeah, either they had more in the back, or they only got, I assume we maybe get 4 or 5 of those in a case. Maybe they got a case of them or something like that. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Should I go back and buy all of them?
No. No. Next time they come out with the next person's, whoever it may be. That's like I walked past a Schneider Aventinus wrapped bottle today. Like they had I think I saw an 08 Schneider Aventinus today. And I was like, I should buy that. I'm like, no, we're going to be drinking high ABV stuff already. So anyway, that's my take on it.
I would also say that you can kind of tell, or I might be mistaken it with something, but you can tell with the 2007, it doesn't, like, there's no alcohol whatsoever. But on this one, not that you can taste the alcohol or but you can tell that this is a bigger beer. Like, I wouldn't drink this and the 2016 and 2007 side by side and say I would say the 2007 would be less alcohol. If I didn't know what I was.
I disagree.
No?
And only because of this. The thing where I'm talking about the sharp edges, that is the volume for me. So it's not a hotter beer. It's not a more alcoholic
No,
beer,
I don't mean
but
that.
it's sharper, and it's like everything's more. It's not louder. It's just more aggressive on the edges, and that's
so
and
I'm
that's
mistaking that for
because I don't think there's a lot of booze in it to begin with. It's the impact is larger.
No, I'm not saying you can taste the alcohol or anything like that. I'm just saying, well, I guess higher impact.
Yeah, it's like hitting a brick wall going 70 versus 2016 is head on. 2007 is like at an angle.
Sideswipe.
You know what I mean? And like you're hitting a wall at 70 miles per hour in both cars. Just one's a little bit more fucking jarring than the other. That's the thing.
That's basically what I was trying to
each
say.
beer is going 70. Is that my analogy's fucking weird? Anyway,
Yeah, but they make sense to me. I don't know.
at least as long as they make sense to somebody, that's all I fucking care about. Anyway, I'm conveying this shit now. So I'm gonna do the 2007, which I drank all my other ones.
Can I get a little bit more 2007 so I have an equal amount?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, just a little bit. I just need a little bit.
Where?
Here. Just.
So that's your 2007. This is gonna be so good. This is gonna be like the best of both worlds. Did you get chunks?
Yeah.
I got a filter. I got a strainer. Honestly, dude.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll eat that.
It's
shit.
like a wide mouth strainer. It's not like a coffee filter. It's like
No, this is like.
go get it. It's like literally on the other side of that door.
I was gonna say no because it's fine, but like that's like chunks.
Yeah. It's like
that's super.
It's called
chunk.
porridge. But the whatchamacallit, when you go through that door, open it. The pantry on your right, hanging on the wall on your left, you'll see a bunch of strainers. You got it? Hang on. Yeah, there you go. He picks the smallest one, too, which is the best part about it. He's like, I picked the smallest one. Actually, yeah, that's perfect.
Got none of it.
Let's show the kids at home. No, I got a bunch of it. You got a decent amount of it right there.
There's
Oh, that's the good stuff. See, he thought he was going to straighten it. No, that's the good stuff. Look at that. So this is a combination of those two. And we've been shooting the shit. He went and got a strainer, stuff like that. Retaining that head so it has a nice base to it. This is almost equal. I swirl it. Has a beautiful kind of... The nose isn't crazy. It's a little more richer than the 2017
I'm getting a
or
little bit of alcohol
2016.
in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just diving in. Cheers. Yeah, that's the best one. That's the best one right there. It's not as rich, or it's not as decadent. That's what I call the 07 is decadent, where I call the 16 just sweeter. By that I mean like when I talk decadent versus just straight sweetness, it's almost like an adult kind of dessert. You know, there's adult desserts when you're a kid. Your parent has some kind of adult dessert and you taste it and you're like, I don't like that. That's not really, just sugar on sugar. It's more of an adulty dessert. That's kind of how the 07 kind of goes. Whereas the 16 is a little bit more kind of sophomore, kind of just sugar on sugar. This is kind of, you're not getting as much as that rich adultiness, but you're not getting as much as that sugar on sugar thing. So you're losing a little bit from the 07, but you're gaining a decent amount on the 16. So I think it's a nice kind of trade-off. Man, this is going to suck the other way.
What do you mean?
Watch it be the best beer we ever had. So, right now this is the leader in the clubhouse. You're getting those rich, deep, figgy vibes. You're not getting to the Tootsie Roll yet. Even though you get little hints of it, it's not quite there. This reminds me more of like a port wine brandy. It's starting to kind of get.
I feel like this is closer to the 2014 that I had,
which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say that this is a little bit. It's not exactly the same thing from what I remember, but in my brain, this is closer than any of the three.
Yeah, and it's weird because when you talk about these beers and you talk about like how they taste and how they kind of like, you know, they affect you or whatever, it's hard. You know, Keith is talking 6 months ago, but you know how you like listen to a song or something like that and it just like that's the song. Like that's when you drink it, you're like, okay, now it just makes sense because you couldn't explain how the other one tasted, but when you get this tasted, you're like, okay, this is starting to fire those synapses in my head that make me remember the beer I had previously. Yeah.
Like if we were drinking a 2014, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember this beer. Mm-hmm. Oh, like this is the beer I was drinking.
Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna take.
I took
the mixture I have now.
I'm ahead of you because I saved a little bit of each one.
This is the musty old book. Let's see if we can add equal amount to this sucker. That looks about it.
The head is more like the 2007 with all three of them.
Yeah, you can see.
It's.
I gave it a quick swirl. The other one was kind of building up and getting quite a bit bigger. This one's not really going there. It's like the 2000 is like attacking the other one to be like, die, motherfucker, die. And that's kind of what's going on. Anyway,
it's the best one. It's the strongest one.
Cheers.
We didn't smell it.
Man, that musty book.
Yeah.
Before
I was going to say, we didn't smell it. Yeah. And I was like, and as soon as I put it up to my face, I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's the other one was better. I mean, I actually don't hate it because it's a little bit muted, but that musty book cuts through, man. I mean, it cuts through. There's mold. Like, that cork is moldy. I'm pretty sure we're drinking mold right now.
Yeah. Remember when we did the cuvee of the Dapper box? There was 6 different ones. And
the
one was the only musty one. And, like, that's, like, you could still taste it in the cuvee of 6 different beers.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess, one of those things that just kind of, like, overpowers everything.
Yeah. It's the must. This is, again... This is how, actually, to make all the coronavirus jokes, this is how you not get coronavirus. You drink the must. You drink that old, dirty must book, and then you're like, I'm impervious to you fucker.
Yeah. Go
ahead.
It's nicer, because this does have more carbonation than the 2000. It has roughly the same carbonation, like we said, as the 2007. It's not as musty as the 2007 or 2000, but I feel like 2007 was the best one because 2007 had the Tootsie Roll thing, and I like that. You get a little bit of it in here, but
well, you go your final rankings. Like, rank them all from the cuvées to the bottles. Like, which ones are your favorite out of the bunch?
I'd probably go similar to you. Probably the cuvée of the 2016, 2007 would probably be my first. And then I might go this cuvée second, just because it's got a little bit of that musty stuff that I like. And then I would go... We only did 2 cuvées, right?
Yeah.
And then I would go 2007... 2016 and unfortunately the 2000, just because it was just thin and musty.
Yeah.
Even though I like the mustiness, I think it was a little too much.
Yeah, well, it's not so much at the mustiness, overt mustiness, like if it still had carbonation.
Yeah,
it wasn't
it probably would have been better.
Probably, but yeah. Yeah, I definitely go with the 716 cuvée. Then I would go 16 7.
Oh, really?
16 7. Oh. No, 716. You're right. 716. Yeah, 716. Then the group cuvée. Then the 2000.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. Why? The group cuvée you put much higher?
Yeah, put it second.
No, he's wrong. I'm right. Anyway, that was really fun. That was worth the price of admission. Huh?
Did I put it third? I don't know.
Yeah, you put it second.
Yeah. Maybe I'd put third.
That's the great thing about beer. It's all subjective. So let's go to the comments real quick, just so we don't like steamroll anybody that's actually coming in. Mike Good says Holland equals windmills and dank weed. Yeah, I always thought Holland equaled jokes that I can't think of. Tulips and clogs.
The wooden, the wooden shoes.
Krampus. Let's see. Mike Good saying place looks super chill. I assume he means this. Yeah, I guess this room's all right. Yeah. You guys don't see half of it. It's kind of a dumpster fire, but it looks good on camera.
This desk is like pressed up against this wall.
It's not. Look, I can go all the way back here, all the way up here. And I'm fat. He's skinny, so don't fucking don't listen to him.
Not as much as I used to.
Yeah, you're maxing out that shirt, by the way.
I know.
Were you like, did you buy it and go, fuck?
No, this is a medium. I used to buy small shirts. I was like, I need to step up.
Then they fucked up their sizing then, because that's...
No,
I was going to make a joke when you came and be like, so you like lifting or something?
I gained like 10 pounds but since I bought this shirt. Like,
I've never seen you wear a shirt that tight in my life.
Oh, when I was like... I used to weigh like 128 pounds.
That's just not
good. I used to wear like extra small shirts, and they used to be tight, but they were like...
Were they belly shirts?
No, but they used to fit me because I was basically just dying.
See, he was dying.
Now
he wants to die, so it's like, full circle shit. Anyway, let's say we have Sam Smalley. Smalley? I would go. I'm not gonna go Smalley. Smalley?
I would say kind of. I want to say...
So John Sally...
It's like Valley, so okay. Smalley. But that sounds weird.
We have an upcoming festival here in Melbourne, Australia, where a few breweries from the US are coming out. Tired Hands, Out of Range, Bale Breaker, Celador, Track, and Arizona Wilderness. They any good? Tired Hands...
is fine.
No, Tired Hands... Listen, here's the thing with Tired Hands.
They're really good, I just don't want to tell them.
No, you're right. And he's going to agree with me. He's going to agree with me. Tired Hands cans are kind of poopy. But if you drink at the brewery or you get them pouring on draft, they're really fucking good. Like, their Saison program, their Wild program's pretty fantastic. Their hazies and hoppy stuff are great. You just got to get it from the source. Their cans just don't hold up that well. It's just kind of how they roll. So you're going to have a good time with Tired Hands. Go ahead.
I would say that. At Bomb Place, they just did a mixed fermentation event last week. And actually, they still have it. Tired Hands Shambolic. It's their Saison, whatever. And it's super good.
Yeah.
It's like... Yeah.
But
I hate to say that because Tired Hands sucks.
Bon and Sam are friends with Tired Hands. How can it be that bad?
I know.
Next up, we have Outer Range. Never heard of them. Have you?
Outer Range, no.
No. Outer Range, never heard of. Bale Breaker, I've heard of, but I don't know anything about them. No. Celador, I've heard of. No. Haven't had anything from. Track, I've not heard of. And Arizona Wilderness is fucking delicious.
I don't think I've had anything that was just Arizona Wilderness. But I did have a... No,
we did, didn't we? Because didn't we go to the bar in Buffalo and they were doing the Arizona Wilderness tap takeover and we drank beers really drunk after Shelton Fest?
I think you were the only one that got a beer there.
Okay.
Because
it was packed and they had no food?
Yeah, so we were like, we're going to leave. And then you were just like, came back with a beer. And you're like, I guess we're staying. But I had one of their, I don't know how many collabs they did with Other Half, but I had like their, I forget what it was, but it was good.
I really enjoy Arizona Wilderness. They do, the name sounds like they're just like a sour brewery. They do a lot of funky stuff. They've done like weird funky stuff, but they do a lot of hazies and stuff like that too, but they do a lot of interesting beers. So, just from the list that you sent me here in the comments, I would definitely, Tired Hands, obviously, and Arizona Wilderness would be like my two, like let's say you had to go to just two. based off the list you sent me, those would be the two. But, I mean, it'll be fun. Beer festivals, listen, if Tired Hands in Arizona Wilderness are flying to Australia to do the beer festival, I'm pretty sure they're going to have good beer there. Like, Tired Hands doesn't do a lot of festivals. Neither does Arizona Wilderness. So if they're traveling halfway across the world to do one, I assume it's going to be pretty good.
Also, I would say...
across the board.
That a lot of times... when there's, because I'm assuming that the other ones that I haven't heard of are smaller breweries.
They're going to be probably the best of the bunch.
Yeah, they're gonna bring their heavy hitters, and they might even not even compare to the Tired Hands and Arizona Wilderness beers.
Very true, because a lot, a perfect example. I was talking about us kind of getting rip drunk after the Shelton Fest. When we were actually at the Shelton Festival, Keith and I took the kind of plan, the stance, when you go to a lot of festivals, especially here in the United States, and especially with a lot of the bigger festivals, we went to Festival of Farmdale Sales from Hill Farmstead last year. We went to the Shelton Fest. We decided, we're not going to wait in line. We're not going to play that game. We're just going to let everybody run to these popular breweries, and then we're going to drink everybody else who nobody knows about beer. And I think we probably made out way better than everybody else. We had beers from breweries you never heard of, breweries from super tiny breweries that were absolutely fantastic. So for us to say, I've never heard of those breweries, they might be the ones that are better than everybody else.
Because that was even at FOFA that happened. Like, people were waiting in line for, an hour or whatever, for, like, the one-off Hill Farmstead... Not the one-off, but, like, the one of the Hill Farmstead beers that, like, everybody was there for. Yeah. And then there was no line for, like...
Intinction, which was, right? Was that the one from...
Yeah, for
Russian River? Which was the best beer I had in the whole festival. It was the first beer I had.
But even some of the other Hill Farmstead beers were, like... Because there were a couple people like, it's super.
What was the line for the crazy line for Hill Farms? There was one right next to it, and no one was waiting, and we kept leaving that line to get
was that the one that we got Time and Being?
I forget. Anyway, we decided to wait in one line. We're like, okay, we'll go and wait in this line. And there was like basically each brewery had two lines you could wait in, and each line was for a specific beer. We'd be waiting in this line, and there'd be nobody in the line next to it for this beer. So everybody was like, fuck that beer. From the same brewery, we'd get out of line, go get that beer, get back in the line for the other one, and we're like, this is better. We eventually got that beer that we were waiting in line for, and I'm like, the other one's way better. And I'm like, why the fuck are we waiting in this line? Yeah, so...
The big beer of the festival, I don't know if we don't want to talk about this too much, but...
You can talk about it. We're done with this, so it's all us just talking.
Time and Being was one of the big beers there. Because I think they brewed it in 2012, and they were pouring bottles of it. And everybody was like, this is the best beer. And it was not. And, I think nobody... Because obviously, like, I pay attention to some stuff online and whatever, and some of the people that I pay attention to were at FOFA, and people were talking about Time and Being. People were talking about all the beers that had like super heavy lines, and like Farmer's Wave from Hill Farmstead was one of the best beers there. The Elaborative 4. Like that 3.4%.
Although I will say this from what you're saying, the line that pissed me off the most was because everybody was waiting in line for the lager line, and I got really angry because everybody started waiting in the lager line. I'm like, motherfuckers, because basically the whole festival was on one side of the field, and all the way on the other end was a booth that just served Poetica and what was the other one? Memoria. Yeah, it was just basically two lagers, and like I think we went there first. We're like, let's just go there and drink lager, and everybody's waiting in line for Clover or some kind of crazy fucking beer, and we're just chugging lager. But then halfway through the festival, that fucking lager line got mad and long. I was like, motherfuckers! I was like, I just want to sit in line and drink lager.
It's probably because all of those people were the people who were waiting in all the long lines.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we got the best beers there, so we'll just drink lager for the rest of the day." Because also the lagers are fucking fantastic.
Yeah, delicious. And to finish up the comments, we have Spad saying, "Eat the bat soup." I don't know what that means.
this
Is that bat soup? Because if it's bat soup, it's delicious. Go ahead.
No, finish the comments. And then,
Russell Odell says, enjoying some Hot Butcher. Cheers. Very good brewery. Have you guys had any Afterthought Brewing? Doing some great wild fermented ales in Illinois. Never heard of them, actually. Yeah, never heard of them. Get at me. Sam Smalley says, thanks, Legend. Beers are on draft also. We also have a showcasing of their own beers. Each global brewery is doing a collab with some of the best Aussie breweries. Gonna be rad. Yeah, that's typically what happens. A lot of times these breweries kind of travel from place to place. While they're there for a beer festival, they do like a bunch of collabs that kind of promote themselves and promote each other and stuff like that. It sounds like a really good festival. Like, that's the thing. Like, not to be like knee-jerk, kind of like this and this equals that, but if Arizona Wellness and Tired Hands, who don't really do a ton of the kind of festival circuit, are going there, chances are it's going to be a good festival. Not that it assures you're going to have a good festival, but they're breweries that typically don't do festivals, so if they're going to do them, they're not just going to do one for the sake of just doing one. So you're probably going to have a really good time.
Yeah. And I think we covered, just because the line is long
doesn't mean
it's the good.
No.
Doesn't even mean it's a good beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a festival, so I mean, it's probably all awesome beer, but it's not necessarily the best beer there.
Let's put it this way, and I would bet that Keith would probably agree with what I'm about to say. Is that I'm not saying don't wait in line. Like, it's great to have beers that you really want to try. There's nothing wrong with that. But at least once, hopefully multiple times, but at least once or twice throughout the festival, stop, look around, and find a brewery that nobody's drinking beer at. And go to that fucking brewery and stand there and drink the beer and just chat it up real quick with the brewer or whatever. Because a couple different reasons. One, they made their way out there. They're obviously not a shitty brewery, otherwise they wouldn't be invited unless it's a catch-all festival, which I doubt this one is. And just drink their beer, and you, more often than not, you're going to be really fucking surprised. Because one, you're probably going to get a really good beer, and two, you're probably going to get a brewer who's really appreciative that you're into his beer. That's a good thing. So just stop in the middle of in one of those festivals. Look for that brewery that has no line. Look for it. Just be like, oh, those people, like Blage was the one at the Hill Farmstead Festival. We were standing there. Nobody was standing in their fucking line, and their beers were fucking awesome. We were like, fuck yeah, we'll just hang out here for a fucking hour.
Yeah, what was that one beer we had there? That was one of the best beers there that we had. There were like a
Dardeast? Was it Dardeast?
I don't know. There were a handful of beers that we didn't get because the line was too fucking long, and we did not want to wait in the line. So there were a handful of beers that we did not get. And they were all like the Hill Farmstead. I think Juicy was one of them, and Clover maybe. I think Clover was the line that we were waiting in and then didn't get.
Yeah, Juicy was the one that was the opening one. The one that was there when we first walked in. Yeah, like, people checked in and like ran as fast as they could. Ran as fast as they could to the fucking front of the line.
So there were a handful of Hill Farmstead beers that we didn't get. So maybe they were the best beers. Maybe. I doubt it. But, yeah.
Yeah. Have fun. That's it. Just fucking have fun. Don't try to take it all. Because if you focus on trying to have all the beers you possibly can, you're just not enjoying beer. It's like Untapped. It's like Untapped in real life. It's like you're playing Untapped virtually. It's like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, it's like your virtual reality Untapped. Like, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to have these. No. Get a beer. Don't get a beer and go, that was really good. Yeah. Oh, wait, that? Oh. Okay, that was really good. Okay, no. Get a beer and just saunter around and be like, okay, maybe look, okay, I might. This is fucking dumb. This is so simple. This is so fucking simple, but it's not. People don't do it.
I'm gonna pee.
Yeah. I'm gonna pee. This is so simple. Most people don't do it. You can plan ahead. You can want to have specific beers. You can want to try specific beers. But so many people I see that go to festivals actually get a pour and drink and drink and drink and go, okay, that was really good. What am I going to drink next? Go to the festival. Think about what you want to get. It's okay to think about what you want next. Think about, I want that one next. Have the guy pour your fucking beer, say thank you, walk to the other place. If there's a line, so be it. Stand in the line and savor that beer. Drink a bit of it, drink it. Talk with your friends, have a good time. You don't have to chug the fucking beer when the guy gives it to you. You know what I mean? Enjoy it. sip it, enjoy it, think about it, enjoy it, and then before you know it, you'll be like, oh, that was really good. Oh, wait, now I'm at the front of the fucking line. You're going to wait in the line. So, pacing, being not overzealous. Those are the kind of things that really go a long way when you go to a festival. And then we have Russell Odell chiming in. Again, I will send you some. He's in talking about Afterthought Brewing. That would be awesome, dude. If you're up for that, I'm not really a big trader. I'm not even sure what I have to trade, but anyway. You're more than welcome to write me and we can see what we can work out. massivebeers@gmail.com. And yeah, let's see what's what. So anyway, what are we drinking next, Keith? What do you? I don't know.
Oh,
Keith?
Can I just make one comment about the these Keizers?
The floor is his.
I'm gonna say I'm still sipping on this cuvee, and as these get warmer, that mustiness gets way too intense, even in the cuvee. So I might
Old and cold.
if we were gonna rank these, my list would probably be a little bit different right now, but that's just a side note. I don't know. What do you want? Do you want double digits or?
What's the lowest ABV thing you have? This 13%. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's see.
Oh, here. I don't want to drink the fucking World by Stout right now because that's 18%.
No,
give it.
No, I'm saying this is probably the lowest. I'm assuming.
Which one should we drink? We have to wait until you guys give us 3 fucking answers. The first one to get the 3. So we have a Firestone Walker Sukaba, 2013. We have a Fear and Trembling,
2016.
2016 from Hill Farmstead. This is a Baltic Porter.
Yeah.
This is 8%?
9%.
This is all the percents fucking from 2013.
13.
Both of these are going to be drank tonight.
Hold on. Let me take
But
this.
first, each person gets a vote. First beer to get 3 votes gets open next. So that's how we vote this.
All right. So
Sorry, come on, we want to open something. So hurry it up.
This is
13 change.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 12.5.
12.5, I was right. 12.5 is close. So, Firestone Walker Sukaba 2013, which is all the coconut are belong to us, and then we have a Baltic Porter, a Freak Bavan. What does that say, Ronnie? I have no idea what that means, but I assume you speak that language. So, someone let me know what that means.
It's probably Dutch or something. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Dutch.
No, I know.
You know
it's
what I
probably,
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know what that says and let us know. So I don't see anybody voting on anything. We might have to just make this decision on our own. Kind of sucks. Yeah, nobody cares. How many people are actually? 9 people are watching. No one's voting. Oh, see right now though, everybody's actually seeing what we're seeing. See this delay I'm talking about?
Oh.
Yeah. We're in a delay here.
Oh, we got one. Firestone Walker. We got 1 vote. Oh, they're coming. They're going to be at.
That's probably like the best one coming to the festival. You didn't even mention it, dude. Like, yeah, the Firestone Walker. Just go there and drink Pivo pills the whole fucking time. Yeah, Firestone Walker. So we got 1 for Firestone Walker. Again, your votes say which one we're going to open first. They're both going to get open, so don't worry.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
I want to say.
I want to do this one first because it's lower in ABV. But.
Yeah. And I would like to enjoy that, not just shit hammered.
Yeah. Bill Bach says he was watching on TV and couldn't comment. That's a you problem, Bill.
I will say that sometimes I do watch on my TV and I can't comment from there.
Well, that's a you problem for watching on your TV.
We
got a Fear and Trembling vote.
Ooh.
He went from his TV and actually logged on to vote. That's what actually fucking happened right now. So this is like 1.5 votes, actually, technically.
Yeah. So I think that's.
I didn't mention them because I didn't know them well, unlike the others. Firestone Walker. Well, here, you know what? Send me the name of the festival you're going to go to. We'll actually bring it up and we'll actually go over each brewery that's coming to that festival, and then we'll tell you the skinny on all of them. So send us a name or a link to the website for the festival. So that way, because there might be breweries on there where like these are fucking awesome that you don't even know about, dude. Like,
so Outer Range, Bale Breaker, Celador, Track are U.S. breweries.
Yes, as far as what he's mentioned. Okay, let's put it this way. Next comment gets it, unless it's a vote for Sukaba. Then we'll wait.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, sounds fair. God, I want to really open a beer. That's the beer I was drinking a few live streams ago, and Keith mentioned he had one. I still have a couple myself.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's why I brought it this time, because we were live the one time,
wins.
and you asked me why I didn't bring them, and I was like, because we were drinking all of this.
That wins. That wins.
Can we do a live stream where we just drink pilsners and lagers?
Yeah.
But can we do like a 4-hour stream of just
pilsners? This is gonna be 4 hours anyway, dude. How far are we in now? We're already an hour and a half in.
Oh, that's it.
Oh man, it's such a great cleansing pilsner.
I know, and even a little bit warm. It's good.
Yeah, the bittering in it. I like the bittering in it. What am I doing here? Okay, bottle opener. It's the one that you don't know how to use.
Oh, it's right here. I know how to use it now. I just forgot how to use it since the last time.
Well, this is probably even easier.
Yeah.
Have it closed like
as
that.
As soon as I closed it like that, I was like, oh, that's the thing. Ooh, yeah. There's some carbonation on that. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. I got some Pilsner streaks on this, but I'll just take it anyway.
Pilsner streaks. Sounds like when you shit your pants. I got the Pilsner streaks. I had to go home.
Man, carbonation. I was not expecting carbonation on this to be this.
Why?
Do you want to do the 2016? So like, I guess 2016.
Yeah, but it's also a low AV. Porters are inherently decently carved, so they don't lose carbonation. All that. You'll have a lot of carbs. Pilsners.
Are we doing like a little like review-ish kind of
Yeah,
thing?
we can talk about it.
Are you trying to do something over here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get the bottle on the screen.
Oh. Oh, there you go.
Fucking good.
Smash.
Yeah. It'll break.
It's smoky.
Oh, that's smoky. I forgot it was a smoked Pilsner.
It's Pilsner.
Sorry. Smoked
Pilsner.
Smoked dark Pilsner.
Man. We should start
It's smoky, but it's not. It's not like super fatty bologna smoke like the fucking like the Doppelbox. You know what I mean?
It's a little bit milder.
Yeah, more like a brisket beef jerky smoke more than a fatty meaty smoke. Like the Doppelbock that
was like
Anker Schlenklers were like bologna. You know what I mean? This is more like the beef jerky Landjaeger kind of smokiness. I just want to drink it.
It doesn't smell like porter at all. It just
That's delicious. I know that's delicious. I don't care.
There's a little bit of oxidation, a little bit. Or is that the smokiness?
That's the smokiness. It could be oxidation, but I think it's more smokiness.
Yeah.
Daddy likey.
All I get is like super smoky, the smokiness up front, and then like right on the tail end,
there's
there's
buy
like
something to where it hangs the bottle like.
There's like.
Right here.
Maybe you could just get like a little like stand that just like.
No, there's too much shit. Like I got too much shit here. Like I need this keyboard. Cause I can do this. I'm just be like, hey. There you go.
So it's super smoky up front, and then on the tail end, there's like this chocolate goodness.
It reminds me of something I can't think of. Don't know what it is.
Is it 6 Schenkel or Doppelbox?
No, definitely not. This is way better than that.
Oh, it's not better than that. Maybe some of them, but
No, it's better than all of them.
maybe. I don't know.
And I like that beer. Just this beer does it for me. There's like this. The mouthfeel's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
There's like you talked about, there's like this chocolate component. There's a smoke component. But there's like this spicy, hard candy. Like if Blackstrap Molasses had a baby with a Ricola kind of spiciness to it.
It's funny you say that because that's exactly what I got in this sip. I didn't get it before. But you said, as you were saying it, I was getting it.
It's got this cool
hard candy,
but it's not like it's like old timey hard candy. It's like sarsaparilla candy. It's like
hard candy with a little bit of that powdery stuff, but it's like the root beer sarsaparilla molasses kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's why I like it. I think it's fucking awesome. Yeah. Hey, Hill Farmstead made a good beer. How about that shit? So good on those guys for actually finally stepping up to the plate and
a small brewery that you might not have heard of.
Yeah, it's in a hill and it's by a farmstead. It's kind of kooky. A guy works there. You know, the guy does work there.
People brew beer there.
Yeah, they have beer. You can drink it too. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? I was gonna make a joke, be like, don't expect to get fucking use your phone there. Well, guess what? They have fucking Wi-Fi now.
Oh, they have Wi-Fi. I told you that. Yeah. They have Wi-Fi now.
Yeah. That kind of makes me sad, doesn't it?
It is a little bit. Yeah.
It's like that.
I don't want to make too many jokes because I don't want to make anybody.
Yeah,
cry.
because Sean's definitely watching this.
I'm gonna be like, Hill Farmstead's posers now.
But, how dare they get Wi-Fi in 2020?
Fucking posers. Was this other half, or was this fucking that brand new brewery that opened where all their beers
Is this Soul Brewing Separatist Brewing?
That's a little too far, I would say. That's relax.
I can't wait to tell you about my fucking April Fool's fucking thing. It has to do with Soul again, because I have to do it every year. It has to be Soul. So I'm going to have to go out and find a can of their beer.
Oh, you're not going to reuse the one you have?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it's such a great idea. Anyway, yeah, I think everybody's left. Nobody commenting anymore, which is fine by us. We don't give a fuck. 8 people watching. 4 people liking. I mean, come on, motherfuckers.
I feel like it's Saturday night. Saturday afternoon. Night.
6.
So
here's the best part. I don't even know how to get to the street. Oh, here we go. What does YouTube say? No. Yeah, it's such a great idea. 5. Anyway, 7 watching. So yeah, we'll see what's I think everybody's left. What were you gonna say?
I mean, we could stay live. I don't care.
No, we're gonna stay live.
Oh, all right.
I don't give a shit.
We're just talking to each other.
I'm saying those motherfuckers need to talk, otherwise we're gonna call it quits. I got hiccups. I sound like a drunk. Anyway, I have food for you too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I have pulled pork. No, I made this awesome salad. Oh. Yeah, it's like this great salad. It's the only thing is, and why am I talking about this right now?
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, it's tomato, zucchini, olives.
No, I don't like olives.
No, fuck you then. He's done. Anyway, so yeah, what's up, Sam? What's the name of this fucking festival? It's fucking give it to us so we can critique these. Actually, you know what I can do right now? Let's do this. This might even be better. Yeah. I can look it up myself.
He said it's 9:30 in Australia. He's probably at work now.
He said he was just starting to drink, so I'm not too worried about it.
Oh, right. It's still Saturday.
Beer.
Or is it Sunday there? It's Sunday there.
No, it's Monday morning, right?
No, today's Saturday, so it's Sunday. Probably Sunday, right?
No, but it's 24 hours, dude.
No, it's not. Is it 24 hours?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know. I have
Yeah,
no
it's
idea.
it's 24 hours difference.
Is there?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was just... Oh, yeah, I guess, because Europe's 13 hours. I know
Let's see. Arizona Wilderness Green City Festival. No, I don't know if that's it.
No, that's... Maybe...
Australia.
Is there, like... You might have more... if you go to Instagram, you might have more...
I'm not listening to anything you're saying right now.
Because if you go to Instagram, there might be a post from Arizona Wilderness or Tired Hands
would
saying
be correct in that.
they're going to be at this festival in Australia. Just saying. Or is that it? Is that it? That's it.
Is it?
There it is. No. Oh,
No, this is available.
Hilton. Names like Hilton.
No, wait.
That can't be.
No. We got to see if this is
that
where it is. For what's this? Because this sounds like it's in New Zealand, not in Australia.
Oh yeah, New Zealand.
Yeah. It's
Oh
not
wait,
in
New Zealand. Wait, hold on, go back. New Zealand and what? Oh,
It's held in
coming
New
to
Zealand.
New Zealand and Freestyle Hops Farm in Happy Reserve. Yeah, so no, that's not the one.
But here's the thing: almost all these guys are probably going to do both festivals to make it worth the trip.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? So it's probably the same festival. So let's put it this way.
Yeah,
Let's put it this way.
but-
So no, calm down.
There's a lot.
Let's
of
look. Oh, Hell Farmstead's going to be at this fucking festival. Go to this festival, dude. Don't go to the other one. Yeah, no, this is not that
doesn't-
one. But this is a better festival, by the way.
Go to that one.
Go to that one. Oh my god. I posted a link, but it disappeared. Just tell me the name of it. Just tell us the name of the festival. That's all we need to know, so we can look it up ourselves. I don't know why the link would have disappeared.
YouTube does not do links.
Yeah.
YouTube does not do links in the comments. If you do a video, you can post links in the
I'm sad
description.
this is gone. This
You
is
drank all of it.
delicious.
This is way more smoky than I thought it was going to be.
This is delicious beer. This is my favorite
You don't like smoky beers,
smoked beer I've ever had.
though. Oh, is it?
Best smoked beer ever. It's delicious. Remember, you know what this reminds me of? Remember the grandma candy where it was like black and then white and then black and then white? It was like a ring, like
Oh,
a
yeah,
roll.
yeah.
This is what it tastes like.
No. I know what you're talking about because I love licorice. This doesn't taste
There's
like
licorice in here.
No.
Yeah.
It's more molasses.
He's wrong. Yeah, he's saying, it's more the thing that you said earlier. Yeah, it's
That's
that
what
thing too.
that's what I said before. I'm saying I'm not getting a lot of licorice. I would know. I like licorice.
Anyway, comments. Let's see. Frio says salad. LOL. Gotta find the balance. Not really. Look at me. I don't find balance. Anyway, it says he posted a link. Can't find it.
Yeah.
Chuck Engeline says have fun. We are having fun. That's the thing, and we're doing it. Frio said, Matt, not sure if you have discussed the issues that have been brought up lately with the beers with false ABV claims. We talked about it.
We talked about it last time, but since then, the answer has also been brought into that, and the fact that they haven't really addressed the issue, we have not talked about.
You talk about it, I'm taking a nap.
I don't want to talk. There's nothing to talk about. They basically tried to. They basically got called out with a few other breweries, from what I understand.
So
And,
what Keith is talking about is that
and-
somebody else tested a bunch of other breweries. They tested the Answer, they tested the Veil, they tested Imprint, they tested Mortalis, and maybe one other brewery. And basically, Mortalis and the Veil came up legit. and then fucking the Veil, and the answer came up like the same as 450 North. And that their ABVs were markedly off. But the answer basically didn't say anything for over a week.
Yeah. And when they did answer, they didn't really say anything.
No, they just kind of said a bunch of shit like beer is art and we are who we are and we're going to do whatever we want to do and it's all kind of like a collective and everything will be great and everything's going to be awesome, so don't worry about it. And it's like, okay, you didn't answer the question. Listen, here's the thing. If this is it. This is it. This is all you need to know. Breweries should tell you how high the ABV is in a beer. That's the first point. That's it. I'm over. That's the first point. They should do that.
Wait, what?
Beer should tell you how high the ABV is in beer. They should tell you what the ABV is.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's the first one. The second one is, if you have drank any of the Answer, Veil, or 450 North beers and didn't know there were half the amount of ABV, then you're fucking weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they should say it. They should. But if you drank those beers and said, "Oh my god, I can't believe this isn't 10% when it was actually 4%," that's a you problem because it's fucking obvious.
But do you think people got kind of accustomed to beer not being
not
tasting the ABV because of like some of the huge stouts that don't taste anything like whatever.
Well, no, it's the same way people got accustomed to fake news and fucking politics. Everybody's like, oh, you know, listen, if you go on Facebook and someone says, oh, here's a link to a political post, and it says that Joe Biden is the grandfather to 19 Martians, and the URL to the website is like jonasbrothers.net / fucking asshole Enos fisting /.com, it's probably not legit. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it says, and Keith will argue with this, but if it says, fucking, CNN or ABC or whatever, you're more often than not, it's relatively probably more often than not. It's like, listen, The Onion exists and the Hard Times exist and Real News exists. Basically, 450 North and the Answer slushies are the Onion answer to fucking the other ones. They are.
I don't know. Satire has become a little too true.
No, satire. No, see, you're the fucking problem. Satire is equally as false today as it was before.
Have you
just
seen...
more people fucking believe it? No, that's the thing. The people are the problem, not the satire.
No, but like there are some Onion articles from like 5 or 10 years ago, and
that ring true. But that's what I'm saying is, but they're not. They're still not true. They're not. They're just kind of mean, funny. To the point where people think they're true. They're not true. It's just that people believe it now.
Some of them are like...
Yeah, idiocracy is getting very, very close. I understand that. But listen, it's still, no one's waiting at Costco saying, I love you.
But we're not really addressing the problem. Basically, breweries, if they brew a beer, like, I've done a couple home brews, and like basically followed instructions or whatever, and it says take the gravity of the beer at this point, and then the gravity of the beer at this point, and then you get the ABV. Like professional breweries are not doing that. They're not taking.
Well, no, they were. That's the whole point. Is that 450 North was doing exactly what you're saying. But then they were adding all the fruit portions.
Yeah, they weren't taking the gravity after that.
Well, in that, what that is called,
I guess it would be
purposeful, but at the same time, they're like, I don't care. We brewed this, whatever. So you have the breweries that are coming in. So, for example, like the breweries like, Mortalis and Imprint, their beers actually came in slightly higher when they were tested, the ABV. So they called one beer, I think it was like 6 and change, and it ended up being 7. One was like low 6s and it was mid 6s, whatever. They're basically brewing like higher in ABV to compensate for the additions,
Right.
and then that's why there's a variance.
And then they don't
as
add
opposed
as
to
much or whatever.
as opposed to brewing for 8, adding half the amount of
Right.
fluid and having a half and being like, hey, we brewed an 8% beer. This is what you're getting. It's
fucking non-alcoholic.
but that's the thing. If you push all that shit to the side, if you actually just like, so I'm gonna say this. My wife ever sees this, she's gonna fucking kill me. Okay, so. Where I live in North. No, I don't. She knows exactly. I've said this multiple times to her.
No,
she's gonna piss me off. She's gonna be pissed off because I'm saying it to the public with her name involved. So where I live in North Jersey, I live in Hope, and I live about 10 miles away from the Jersey or Pennsylvania border. If I want to go to Pennsylvania, I have to go on Route 80, which is this big windy kind of whatever you would call it, highway, leading to the Pennsylvania border. There's tons of accidents all the time. You know, tractor trailers getting accidents, whatever, and everybody's always like, oh my God, we need to fix this. Everybody's getting in accidents.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, we need to make the road straight. It doesn't matter. We need to figure out how to make this road straighter so people don't get in accidents. When I look at that, I go, if you can't drive through there without getting in a fucking accident, you shouldn't be fucking driving. That's my fucking thought process. My thought process is, I can get through there at 90 miles per hour and never get in an accident. If the normal human can drive their fucking Toyota Corolla and not get through there at 50, then they shouldn't have a license. And they shouldn't drive. Well, if you're drinking, let me finish. If you're drinking one of those fucking 450 North Answer beers, and you think it's 11%, then you shouldn't fucking be talking about it because it's obviously not fucking 11. It's not. It's not. Like, if you, in somewhere in your being, thought in some way that was the ABV that it thought it was, then you're fucking, you're part of the problem.
Basically, if you're getting fucking wasted off of 4% beer, you should be, like, not
No,
drinking.
it's not even a matter of that. It's just like, you drink 11% beer. If you say this is 11%, on no smoke, you're fucking weird. Like, there's something wrong with you. So you shouldn't be fucking yammering into the internet going, you weren't buying them because they were 11%. You were buying them because you thought they were 11, but they drank like 4. Now that you know they're 4, your butt hurt. Go fuck yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, again, those breweries should be telling you the correct ABV. I'm not saying they shouldn't. But if you thought they were 11%, then that's a you problem, man. Sorry. Yeah. Drive around a curve. Don't get in a car accident. Like, you fucking just be...
Yeah. Well, even kind of coming off your analogy, like, the, what's it called over in Europe? That road that doesn't have a speed limit? Autobahn. Americans go over there, and they fucking go as fast as they can, and they fucking die. Meanwhile, all the Europeans over there just go... There's no speed limit, but none of them are getting into accidents. They're just fucking driving safely. Like, that's right? Is it, like...
What is it,
No, sorry.
Yeah, people suck.
I went there. Yeah, people suck.
It's the Men in Black analogy. In that, like, there's a portion in, like, Men in Black. I think it's the first one where, like, Tommy Lee Jones sits down with, like, Will Smith, and they're talking about humans dealing with aliens. And Will Smith, they're kind of arguing the intelligence of humans, and Tommy Lee Jones goes, "Humans are smart, people are dumb." You know what I mean? Like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, we're very smart people. We're a very smart organism. But when you have crowdthink and everybody gets hopped up on fucking goofballs about all the dumb shit, it's like we do and say the dumbest things in history of mankind. Yeah. So just fucking listen. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. And this is gonna make, and this should hopefully you know this, but if you don't, if it tastes really good, it's bad for you. If it doesn't taste good, it's not bad for you. That's almost essentially how it works. Sure, poisons are not good for you. Again, there's exceptions to the rule, but in the grand scheme of things,
mushrooms.
No, you don't like them. They're not bad for you. But what I'm saying is in the grand scheme. But here's the thing: if you eat it, but if you eat something and you're like, "Oh my god, this is fucking awesome," there's no way it's fucking good for you.
Have you ever had a carrot? Have you ever had a Brussels sprout?
Yeah,
I
think they're next to a fucking beer.
Oh,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, it's good.
I guess there's
so it's like
give and take in this.
In the grand scheme of things, like there can be things, and you actually proved my point. There are things that you can view as really amazing that you're kind of lying to yourself about. You know what I mean? Like I love carrots, but if you take a bunch of carrots, and put them in the bottom of a pot and stew a roast in there with a bunch of gravy and all that stuff, and get a stewed carrot thing going on. That's just delicious. Not delicious because it's carrot. It's delicious because there's other delicious shit in there. But I can still confuse myself by going, hey, this is a carrot. This is fucking delicious because it's a carrot. No, it's not, motherfucker. It's not a fucking carrot. It's filled with fat, meat juices, and sugars, and all that kind of shit. So just because the thing that you think is the thing that you think is not the thing that you think.
Kind of like a carrot cake. Carrot cake has carrots in it. Carrots by themselves are awesome. If you put in a carrot cake, there's like 10 pounds of sugar or whatever, but
if you chase smoking crack with what was it fucking what's his name? Who's the guy who's saying asshole? Dennis Leary. So Dennis Leary's like, I think he's the one who said, he's like, if you eat a bran muffin after smoking crack, that doesn't mean you're healthy. You know what I mean? Like you chase crack with bran muffin. It's like, I just fucking ate a bran muffin after, and be like, no, dude, you smoke crack. So, I think we're getting way too far off tangent right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the Whiz Palace real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's totally enough room back here.
Lots of room. Plenty of room. That was me sucking in too. Oh jeez. Yeah. So as far as the breweries, not, in my opinion, I feel like they are not doing their due diligence. They are not taking into consideration that they are brewing a beer and then adding stuff to it, and then not taking into consideration that it could affect the ABV. So they're basically, I think most of the beers they're brewing like an whatever base beer, whatever it is, whether it's an IPA or whatever, and then adding a bunch of fruit puree or whatever it is, and not taking into consideration that it's diluting it. And yeah. I'm not the...
Where's Mika? Oh, there you go.
This is a good beer. Matt chugged his, but I'm still drinking it. It's a little more smoky than I thought it would be. Oh. 307. It happens with some breweries and their stouts as well. Oh, I will...
It smells like sex in here.
Just like... That's just my sweaty butthole.
Is that a comment?
Do you know what 307? Do you know which breweries that happened to? I would like to know, because I've had a few stouts that I would say weren't the ABV that was that didn't seem like it was the ABV.
It's called water.
That was on the label.
Were we in the comments?
I didn't read all the comments. I just saw this comment pop up. I was talking about the ABV stuff, and then I saw this comment pop up. So I think we're up here in the comments.
Well, that's the festival he's talking about right there.
Oh, yeah.
So let's dive into this festival that Sam's talking about. It's called the Carwin. Let's see if we can get this going here. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's buy tickets. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay, so let's run through this. Well, hold on. Calm down.
I saw that list. I got excited because you listed like 5 breweries. There's like a bunch of breweries there. Yeah.
There's a way. See, and this is where my like rudimentary skills come into play. There's a way in this program where I can like drag this window into here and then like make it work. So I don't know how to do that. So unfortunately, guys, I suck at the internet. So we're gonna talk about this kind of festival that Sam's talking about. So anyway, let's do this over here so we can actually. Ooh, we can't do that.
It's nice that they actually.
What?
I was looking at the list. They actually designate like international breweries, Australian breweries.
I think a lot of breweries do that, or festivals do that outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
So we're gonna skip over the Australian stuff because I assume Sam kind of knows.
That's because the U.S. sucks.
What?
What? Mm-hmm. I didn't say anything.
I don't have any beer. I can drink this anyway. It sucks. Anyway,
do you want to drink this by yourself right now?
Yeah, I actually do. So we'll skip Australian because Sam probably knows most of that stuff. So we're gonna go to international. So, let me bring this back so I can actually chime into this real quick. We're going to go over the comments real quick. We'll dive into that. So I have Frio talking about Burley Oak and Aislinn talking about the smoothie stuff. Yeah. Seeing Smiling on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is better set. I don't know what he's talking about. I think searching for information. I think it's what he's talking about. They said their ABV tested prior to the fruit added. I think it's a matter of cost. Exactly. If you're paying for less than 15% discount, then it's really 9%. LOL. So they're making clickbait beer. New level, LOL. Yeah. You know, well, here's the thing about the 15% versus 9%. It's not strictly an ABV thing. You know, you can make a 5%, French oak food or reston grape saison that's 5%. That's going to be way more expensive than, a base stout. Like you can make a 5% beer that has way more ingredients and cost to it than a 10% beer. Yeah. So it's not as easily to translate, but I get what you're talking about. I agree with what you're talking about. I'm not trying to say you're wrong. I'm just saying there's other arguments to be made there. They're making clickbait beer. They are. That's exactly what they're doing. They're making clickbait beer. That's actually a perfect way to fucking put it. It says happened to be brewed. It happens with some brewed. You're talking about the answer is really bad because just to go real quick on the answer, not to be like a super douche, but the answer has been like they haven't really made a ton of their beers to begin with for a very long time. One of the brewers from the answer came out saying, yeah, we actually don't make our sour or kettle sours. It's Anderson Valley Goza. They don't, and all their stouts are pre-bought. Basically what the guy is saying is that they don't make beer. They take somebody else's beer and they fuck with it and then they can it. That has been known for years. I've known that since since they started, 2015, 16, I think is when I... Keith is going to take a piss, but he can't help himself.
I'm going to come back. Because I think, because a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, Other Half did a collab with The Answer. And then this year, when they did a bunch of collabs, they were doing like weeks of collabs. Mm-hmm. They revisited the collab or whatever. You know how like a brewery will do a collab and call it something, and then they'll do another collab and call it something based off like the original collab. Well, they did another collab with the same guys, but they left The Answer, and I believe it's Safety Team Brewing that they went to from The Answer, and that's apparent. They left apparently because The Answer was just not telling the truth about things about because apparently there's this whole thing where breweries are buying like old beer and just like doing stuff to it and then releasing it as their own. And apparently those
been doing
guys
that
from
for a while. Like I've known about that for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, apparently those guys from the Answer left because of stuff.
And the one brewery called them out. The one brewer from the Answer said, "Listen, like during this whole shit over the past week was like, that's what they do." So they're taking a lot of their beers and not brewing it, and they're kind of rehashing it and fucking with it. Basically, they're making adjunct beers based off of beers they don't do. So this is to me, this is common knowledge. Maybe I'm being a little bit kind of like in a shell to where I assume people know all this shit. I assume since you're watching the channel, you're that much of a beer geek to where you know that shit. Maybe I'm being wrong about this stuff and I should be saying this stuff, but I'm not a reporter. I'm not a journalist as much as I would like to think I am. But the whole fucking thing is just so crazy and so convoluted, but it's not surprising. Let's put it that way. Anyway, we have Alberto Paz Rodriguez chiming in. What the heck is sixth beer in the middle rack? Which one? I can you're talking about the sixth beer in the middle rack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're talking about this one right here, that is Sam Adams' Utopia. So get at me if I'm wrong. That's the anniversary Utopia. No, it's from a couple of years ago. Oh. The other ones are like copper, looking like pearlescent copper. So if that's the one you're talking about, that's the Sam Adams anniversary 10th year anniversary Utopias. Let's see. Esalen has 70% out that they had to relabel to 9.5 or something like that. Yeah, it's just a bunch of bullshit at this point. And this is also a Bale Breaker. Superflex and Tired Hands were announced just recently, so maybe not on the list you're looking at. Okay, we'll keep that in mind, but we're going to dive into that right now and go over this list. So first things first. The first beer, we're going to exclude all the Australian breweries because then we're not familiar with them. Demoulin. Actually, fucking Demoulin's one of the best breweries in the fucking world. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we can do it after this, but I would like to take a gander at the Australian list.
This is a Demoulin beer. I love Demoulin. Demoulin is one of my favorite breweries in the history of fucking mankind. I love them. I think they're king shit of fucking mountain. What? Have you ever had Demoulin? I don't know if Keith said
I've never had Demoulin. I've had one thing from Demoulin, and it was the Hill Farmstead Demoulin Works of Love, and I had it within the last 6 months, I would say, and it was kind of gross. It was a stout, I think, and it was like there was like this weird thing in it.
I love Demoulin. It's one of my favorite breweries. They're probably, from my memory, their probably most popular beer is what's called Cease and Desist. They were pretty much one of the first breweries to ever get a C&D letter. They got a cease and desist letter from North Coast Brewing about they had a beer called Rasputin. North Coast has Old Rasputin, so they ended up calling the beer Cease and Desist. And this is like 8 years ago or whatever. So they were like one of the first.
It was a while ago because Cease and Desist is like a beer that you see pretty much
everywhere.
Almost
everywhere. So it used to be called Rasputin. I love that brewery. Next up, we have Cloudwater from the UK. Probably one of not just a great brewery, but one of the best hazy New England style breweries in the world. Cloudwater is fantastic. They make great beers. I've had a small selection of what they do. And I would venture to say that Mark Ruffalo would enjoy a lot of the hazy offerings that they had. And you've evolved from Mark Ruffalo to like he's like 1/8 the way to Hulk. You know what I mean? Like everything started to spurt, but then stopped. So it's like just a quick.
I was wearing my hat because my hair is kind of crazy today, but it's kind of warm in here, so.
Yeah. Turned into was it Cavella DeLille or DeVille or whatever the fuck it is?
I'm a Pokemon and I just evolved. That's what happened.
There you go. For all you nerds out there, Pokemon. So yeah, Cloudwater would be an absolutely fantastic spot. Now,
can I say something? I've never had any Cloudwater because Matt doesn't share any of the good stuff with me.
That's not true. I share it all, but he wasn't here when I drank it.
Yeah.
So, you know. Yeah. It is.
I'm just making you sound like a dick. Just trying to...
Well, you don't have to do that, dude. I do it on my own. Next up, Garage Project from, I assume that's New Zealand?
Yeah.
I don't know why they would call that from out of the country, international.
I've
actually had beers from Garage Project, and they're really fucking good. They were at Shelton Brothers.
Yeah, but I thought they were out of Europe somewhere. No? They're New Zealand?
NZ, I assume, is New Zealand.
Yeah. That wouldn't be anything else.
Arizona Wilderness, worth going to. Track Brewing, I've heard of them.
Track Brewing's UK.
Yeah, Track Brewing, I haven't had anything from them, but I've heard good things. Beer here, Denmark, never heard of them. Stillwater Artisanal, honestly, Stillwater would be like the brewery I go to when I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stand around for an hour and chug lager. That'd probably be where I'm going to go, because I assume that's what they're going to have.
But they also do
open that fucking Sugaba, come on, hurry up. I need something. I drank it all. There's nothing left. I got water, man. I got like fucking 3 ounces.
Yeah, Stillwater. But they also do. I would say one of my favorite stouts that I had was what the fuck was it called? Comes in a 12-ounce can. I'm trying to twist this off.
See, when I think of Stillwater, I think of like weird beers, like a sake lager, or I think of like a really low. I think a lot of low ABV beers. Not that they do just low ABV, but more often than not, it's a lot of like foodie based beers, like sake this and rice that, and fucking like weird yeasts and things like that.
One of the best stouts I've had. It was like a 13%, whatever.
Was it a collab with like Evil Twin or some bullshit? It was
a collab with the. I think it's like a brewery that like brews out of Hill Farmstead. The I forget what it's called.
That new guy?
Not the new guy.
Well. It
was like an old thing. But it was a 13% stout. I forget what it's called. Came in 12-ounce can. It was awesome. It was 13%. It didn't taste anything like it. Maybe it was like 2%. Probably could have been.
Brass taxes. It's definitely. I mean, this festival is pretty fucking awesome as far as what I can see right now. So, I mean, we're off to a good start. Outer Range.
You want?
I already knew this.
You want to talk about this?
No, this beer is awesome. What else do you want to say?
You want to talk about?
What do you want me to say? It's Coconut Dream Boy.
It's coconut.
It's caramel coconut Dream Boy.
It's
Coconut Dream Boy.
It's like a caramel apple if the apple was coconut.
I would not say apple. I would say caramel.
I'm not saying apple. I'm saying it's like a caramel apple if the apple was a coconut.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, it's Coconut Dream Boy.
It's like,
oh, you Coconut Dream Boy. No, that's what it is. Sukaba has always been my coconut go-to and this will be. Man. Like, you know how, like, when all the candidates drop out and they, like, what do they call, like, they support somebody? What do they call that?
What?
When someone drops out in the election and they back somebody, what do they call it?
Endorse.
So, Joe from the Beer Patrol will endorse this 1,000%. Firestone Walker Sukaba is coconut heaven when it comes to barrel-aged stouts. No coconut in this beer at all. It is all from the barrel. That's the best part about it. The coconut from a barrel is the best kind of coconut. It's all in here. What kind
of barrel is that?
You have to look it up because
it's on the box.
You're basically taking everything I love about beer, which is the English barley wine, and putting it in a barrel. They usually do a blending. Are they doing a blend or just a straight barrel?
This particular lot was aged in a combination of barrels for 11 months.
They're usually doing a combination, so they're doing like a blending. So, for example, just so you know, when we're talking about Firestone Walker, because they're actually on the list when Sam was mentioning it earlier, Firestone Walker, when they do these barrel-aged beers, they don't just throw a beer in a barrel. Most people don't do that. They don't just brew a beer that should go in a barrel. A lot of people do that. They brew beers that should go in the specific barrels, and what they do is they get a panel together, and they taste each individual barrel, and then they start blending them together and make sure, okay, all this combination is going to work the best. That paramount thing is their anniversary ale, which will be like basically they get a bunch of sommeliers and a bunch of like cicerones and chicharrones and all those kind of guys. They sit them around and they blend together the best combination of all the barrels. So you take their Sucaba, Eldorado, all the big beers that they do, and they do like a super kind of cuvee, a super blending of all those ones. Go ahead.
It says chocolate, charred oak, and coffee. I mean, I guess it says are just some of the complex aromas. Are those more when it's fresh? Because right now I'm not really getting any of those. Maybe the charred.
It's charry. There's a dryness from the oak component. It comes off a little bit charry, so you definitely get barrel char.
But I'm not getting chocolate or coffee, really.
Yeah, it's also. But is that it's also like, 7 years old.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, is that more of like a fresh Sucaba?
I can't tell you last time I had a fresh Sucaba.
I haven't had one.
But this is like
you know what? I think this is my first Sucaba, and I don't think I'd want to drink a fresh Sucaba ever.
Let's put it this way. You know what this drink's like?
Ever.
We're talking about like putting eating a brain muffin after smoking crack. This tastes like crack. This tastes like cask ale on crack. Like take a sip. It drinks like cask ale. It drinks like a 4% English cask ale. If that cask ale was on crack.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit heftier. So
that's what I'm saying. But it has
drinking...
that sultry creaminess and that kind of cask ale thing you love so much. Yeah. Crack cask ale.
It's what we're talking about. Carbonation.
Let's put it this way.
The mouthfeel.
This is 2013. What's the carbonation of this compared to the 2007 we just drank?
Oh, it's better.
Yeah.
It's
not better. It's perfect. Yeah. Like this carbonation isn't bad or too much. It's exactly what it should be.
Oh yeah.
7 years fucking later. That's why Firestone Walker's good, and that's why you should go, Sam. Anyway, let's dive on to the next one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We're on to Outer Range. Don't know. Celador, I've heard a lot of good things. Haven't had anything from them. Firestone Walker, we just fucking talked about them. Yeah, don't go there. Balebreaker, no idea. Superflux. Canada doesn't matter. Anyway.
And then can we just go to the Australian?
Go back to Australia real quick.
Let's see.
Mr. Deeds Brewing. No, it's just Deeds. Black Arts.
I haven't heard
Felons
of any
Ocho.
of these.
Yeah. It's Australia, wouldn't it? But no, that's a really good festival.
Because there's an Epic Brewing.
No, not Epic. Eight Wired is what you're thinking of.
No. There's an Epic beer in Australia. And then there's Epic Brewing in the US.
Yeah, so no, this is a really great. I mean, honestly, let's put it this way: Des Moines great, Cloudwater, Garage, Arizona, Stillwater, Firestone Walker. They're just really great breweries. Yeah. How good
so Tired Hands isn't on the list. He said that they were just announced.
How good these breweries are. If the other one, there's no way the other ones suck. There's no way. There's no way. So, yeah.
Honestly, I would, if you haven't had anything from the Australian breweries, I would try to check them out first, because those are the beers that you're going to be able to get. So, if you're not just trying to tick U.S. beers, then I would try to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, also check out the other breweries from outside of Australia, because they're doing good beer too.
Good beer too. Back to the fucking comments. Beer. We have let's see.
You're at. Oh, why'd you go up?
Because I'm trying. Where'd we?
We're here. That was the last, right?
Oh yeah. We have Alberto Paz Rodriguez, the 13. That's the one when he was talking about the.
Oh yeah.
Same there. So good beer on that. Backwoods Boondock Beer Review, says Papa Top. What's up? Just drank or reviewed a dark lager from Bearded Iris, 5% great honey flavor. Never thought about honey flavored in a dark lager, but it is what it is.
Maybe it has honey in it.
Yeah. And what do you from Alberto Paz? It says, "What do you think about Orval? It's kind of a controversy between my friends."
Can I say one thing?
Yes, you go first.
I have never had Orval before.
Ooh, that kind of makes me.
How do you feel about that controversy?
Okay, that kind of makes me.
I've been meaning to grab a bottle, but every time I'm out, I buy too much other stuff.
Okay, so I'm not going to give my opinions on Orval. Why? Because I believe Orval will be our next massive online bottle share.
Are you?
Yeah, calling it out now. They're not going to put up a poll. And we're just gonna say that's what it is. What? Commanding it, deeming it,
no,
saying it is what it is.
You were, shit.
It's hard.
I was gonna word it a certain way, and now I forget. Or you were going to decide democratically.
This is not a fucking democracy, dude. I give the illusion of democracy here. You know that. This shit's a dictatorship. This is a totalitarianism. Fucking.
That's not true, because if it was, we wouldn't have done that 120 last.
Give a little bit, take it back. So a couple of people talked about the online bottle share that we do. I always ask about what we should do next, and one or two people kind of reached out saying you should do Orval. I did Orval as a kind of think piece thing in the middle of the summer, kind of me waxing poetic about Orval.
Wasn't that for Orval Day or whatever it was?
Yes. So maybe we'll just do it, because it was just me kind of talking about Orval. So it seems like a really good beer. I thought about it. I was like, it's a really good beer to do. A lot of people will join in, and it's very divisive, I should say. Like a lot of people, like you're talking about, Alberto, you're saying, it's a controversy between your friends. And that's kind of how Orval sits for me. So I think it might be our next online bottle share. We'll probably kind of lock that in. Let's lock it in right now. That's going to be the next one. I'll post something about it. Maybe give me a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks from now. We'll do a online share and we'll just chug Orval. I will try to get 2 or 3 different vintages to see how it ages and see how it progresses over time. And the best part about it, the reason why I want to do it now is because Keith's never had it. So I'm really curious to see how he reacts to it in real time, because he's never actually had it before. Just to give you a quick thought on Orval, I don't hate Orval. I think a lot of people think I do. I don't hate it. I just don't kneel below it like some angel coveted beer that is the best thing in the history of mankind. I kind of think that's kind of where you're coming from too, Alberto.
As someone who's never had Orval, is it like one of those beers?
I don't want to tell you anything about it.
No, you don't have to tell me anything about it. But is it like one of those beers that, like, kind of relative to, like, Heady Topper? Like, it was kind of before its time, and now everybody's like, oh, that's...
No, it's more...
That's not even a hazy...
No, Orval is more like... Orval, to me, has always been a beer that, like... How do I put this? No, I don't care about being the douche. Orval has always been a beer that a lot of beer drinkers grasp onto to try to sound very important.
Sorry.
Very... what the fuck was that?
Nothing.
We're breaking shit. They like, for example, you say you like Orval, immediately get like street cred from like the old school beer drinker. Like, oh, that guy likes Orval.
That might be why I've never had it.
Yeah,
every
like,
time I see it, I'm just like,
Orval heads are like,
is it too much? Like, can I even handle that?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to buy that?
Yeah, so many old school heads like speak about Orval like some sacred testament that they found in a basement that was like, gave them some inner light of how beer is supposed to be brewed and how they're supposed to enjoy it. And if you haven't been privy to that fucking secret club of Orval that maybe you just don't, you can't be allowed, and if you don't get it, you don't get Orval. You just don't get it. That's like, it's like that person that's like into politics that like has no answer other than you just don't get it, man. You know what I mean? It's like that fucking thing. That's like you can't be into beer because you don't like Orval. Like that's how Orval works. I like Orval. I think it's tasty. It's great, but it's not some like ascending fucking omnipotent beam of light that just is the core and central deliciousness of beer. It's not what it is. So that's kind of the thing. I think it's more the beer nerd problem because they feel like their grasp on beer nerdery is floating away.
Is it a Belgian beer? Is it a Belgian beer?
Yeah, it's Trappistell actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it's like it's like they're like I have like a lot of people like super beer nerds are like I have Orval, so like it doesn't matter the argument you get into like some super fucking pastry town beer nerds like I want the other half from fucking Trillium and I went up to fucking Treehouse and then I fucking went all the way down to fucking I went down to fucking Fox Farm. What do you got? And you're like, I got Orval, son. And like that person's like, I won't trade with you. You'll have nothing. And be like, this person doesn't know what I have. Like that's Orval. Like that person's like, I have Orval. Don't you know I have Orval? That's the problem with Orval. It's a great beer. It's tasty. It's delicious.
Can we have a peanut butter?
You can pick her up.
Appreciation
if you
live.
Want. Show her. Put her up here.
No.
She feels like you're petting cardboard, but whatever. Peanut Butter's old. He's petting my cat Peanut Butter right now.
I want to take you home with me. She's your best cat.
She's a good cat. She's really good. She's not in a good place cat. Right now, though.
No. Taco sucks.
No, I have to, dude. The amount of puke in this room I had to pick up before we did this video.
Oh, because she's old. Probably.
No, I took her to the vet like a week ago. There's nothing wrong with her. It's all stress from taco.
Oh, yeah.
There was 37 puke piles in here. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh my God, all the puke.
Maybe that's why baby cat's throwing up so much, because our cat Clara is like, she's younger, so she like wants to play all the time. Baby cat's always throwing up.
So anyway, Orval's very delicious beer, but we're gonna do it. I'm gonna set it up.
All right.
No polls. This is what I want. Which I should do more often, but I want you guys to be able to get the beer. But if you can't get Orval, you should really move from where you live, because that means you live in a third world fucking country.
How often do you do the live ones?
Once a month.
Yeah, why don't you do like once a quarter? You do just one beer that you want to do, and the other three that you do.
That's not the point of it.
No, that's what.
No, I get that. I do. Oh, yeah. I do whatever beers I want to do every day.
Oh no. You do what.
And then we do this. This is me doing whatever I want to do.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
that's true.
We do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Do. Yeah.
The doo-doo water.
Anyway, back to the comments. Alberto says,
just start doing polls and then just doing some random beer that isn't even in the poll.
Alberto says, I agree. I think it's overrated, but some reason it's really famous. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good beer, but it's not like some holy grail. Yeah, Orval. And Sam says, my aim is to try 1 to 2 from each international brewer. Most of the Aussie stuff I would have already had, or can to try later. As you said, grab a beer, enjoy whilst waiting for the next line. Yeah, I mean, just have fun, man. Don't try to get everything.
Yeah. I think
there's so much good beer out there.
I think if we had tried to get everything, we would have had probably
a way shittier time.
Yeah, and we probably would have drank like half as much. Because we probably would have just been waiting in line. I mean, we probably would have been doing the, like, jumping from line to line, but we probably wouldn't have drank as much because some of those lines we just sat in, we drank, and then we just got another pour of it because nobody else was there. So
Hold your glass up. Almost equal. I'm gonna take the rest of the Scott.
you can. I took a little bit more, so
One of my favorite beers of all time.
I actually got this for you.
You know why it's called Scaba?
No. Wasn't it called something else? I think I read something about it used to be called something else, and then it was
What
called.
was it called?
Oh, Abaxis or Abacus. It was backwards, right?
Abacus. Abacus.
Right?
I'm very happy you worked that one out. Yeah. Yeah, it was called Abacus, and they got
I read about it one
and they
time,
got the cease and desist, and they just reversed it. Yeah.
as soon as you asked me about it, I was like, oh, I think I know this. It's in my brain somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be so. Yeah. Well, why'd they change it? I forget why they changed it.
Someone named the beer
Oh.
Abacus, and they had to change it so
they
just
just
reversed it.
reversed
Yeah. So there you go.
I think Sukaba is a better name.
Probably,
right?
I think we're almost done here. Where are we at time wise there? So we're at 2.5 hours. Yeah. And comments wise, we have let's see. Alberto was the last comment. Says, how much do you buy monthly? How much beer do you buy monthly?
Monthly?
How much beer do
Not
I
as much
buy
as I
monthly?
used to.
I would say I probably spend about 30. To be perfectly honest, like not worrying about anybody judging me,
$30,000
I probably pay about $30 a week.
a week. Is that
But that's also
is that just
that's what I buy. That's not like I get like 1 or 2 beer meals a week.
is that just take home stuff? Like you go to the beer store, bring
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah, it's not going to a restaurant and drinking a beer.
Yeah. Yeah. $30 a week, give or take. I think it equals out to. Because usually I don't.
That's also like
I don't go every week, but I usually pay more than $30 when I go to the beer store because I buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm counting like strictly takeout from like a beer store, like
Yeah.
a takeaway, like not like going to like a brew pub or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, but that's also for me. That's like probably a third of what I actually get. Like I get 2/3 of what I get is from like beer mails from breweries and viewers and stuff like that. So
like I was at Bonn last night with Brett.
Yeah.
And I think we spent like $30 or $40 just there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah.
If we're not counting that,
but
like,
and I don't. But that's the
but
thing.
we don't
like,
do that all the time.
But I rarely do that. Like I can't tell you the last time I was at a brewery. You know what I mean? Oh no, I can because I went when I was out in Pittsburgh or Harrisburg. But like that was more like I was eating, hanging out with family, like doing family stuff. You know what I mean? Like whatever. So I would say going to a place, buying beer, $30, give or take. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we're done. I kind of just not want to talk in the camera anymore and just want to watch TV or some shit. So, yeah, we're done.
There's one more comment. One more comment came in.
Have you guys had any Mars lagers from... No. Send me all the Mars lagers. You said crack the Kellers and Hellas. Yeah. We haven't had them. You need to send them. Massivebeers@gmail.com. Send them all to me. Send twice the amount, so I give Keith at least 1/8 the amount, and then
if any breweries send him mail, just send
to me,
an extra one,
and then I will divvy him up as he. It's like an allowance. So this is like, okay, 9 for you, 1 for me, or vice versa, or whatever the fuck that works. So, yeah, we gotta quit. I just want to sit and watch. I think you ever seen Ocean's 12? The movie?
Maybe.
Because I want to watch that shit tonight.
Right,
So I'm going to watch Ocean's 12 because there was a podcast about it that kind of made me kind of watch it.
Are you sure you don't want to drink this this 2016 Worldwide Stout on
Do you want to open it on camera just to do it?
No, we don't have to.
No, we can't.
I just brought it just because you said something about Worldwide Stout.
Pour it. Pour it. Go
No,
ahead. We're
no,
drinking that. We're
no.
drinking a 19% beer.
No, I
open
don't.
it.
No, I don't
fucking
want to
open
do
it.
No,
See?
I shit my
See?
mind.
Yeah, fucking.
It was a joke.
It's not.
I don't want
because
to
the
drink
thing
that.
is, we're probably going to drink it.
Yeah.
We're probably going to.
Do you want to open it on camera and then just like cut it off?
Fucking open it if you want to open it. Open it.
No, I want to drink the Sukapa and just want to enjoy this for a while before we open that.
Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed some of these beers. Because he's like, let's open other things. And we're going to get like half a gallon of this left. Yeah, 19 ounces of that left.
We're gonna.
Hopefully you guys enjoy some beers right now. Because that's really what it's all about.
Tell Sam that he doesn't have to sell a kidney.
Sam's like saying, if I sent them from Australia, I'd have to sell a kidney.
Don't do that.
Don't
do that,
Don't
Sam.
sell a kidney.
Don't.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Maybe one day me and Keith will actually make it down to Australia and we'll figure out what's
Or
up.
we could just go to Germany.
Meet halfway? Meet halfway, baby.
Is that about halfway? Is it?
Yeah. Close enough. I think like Dubai is halfway, but I don't want to go to Dubai. So.
Oh, let's go to Dubai. We'll meet
where
you in
alcohol
Dubai.
is illegal. Yeah, let's go there. Let's take
Is it illegal?
You can't drink in a Muslim nation. You can't drink alcohol, man. Well, yeah, let's go there and do a beer review stream. Anyway, and be in prison for 19 years. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you're enjoying the beer right now. Hopefully see you next time.
Yeah.
Peace! Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, it's gonna work. Oh my god, Keith's laughing now. Oh my god, I gotta hit end.